All right. Welcome back to another episode of Some Dude Mods Minecraft. Today we are going to be chilling in NeoVim. We're going to be chilling in Linux. And just give me a second. Just got to make sure that YouTube's working all right. Just going to do a quick video and audio here. Just got to... Okay, that looked good. That sounded good. Okay, I think YouTube's good. Let's get the chat boxes ripping. Adela, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. How we doing today, Adele? It's been a while. Got a little bit distracted, but we are now back in action. Adele, I'm doing good. Nice, very nice. What are we, Saturday today? It's the weekend? Thanks for coming in today. We're just gonna be, oops, I got it. Thanks for that's a little bit of the stream delay there. I'm just setting up the chat boxes here. It's gonna be the start of an interesting stream. I'm gonna turn this off, shrink this a bit. Hey, what's going on, Fix Fell? Welcome in, welcome in. We are just getting rocking and rolling. Arc Boy, let's go. Let's go, Arc Boy. How are we doing today, everybody? What is the plans for the weekend? Fix, what are we doing today? Arc Boy, are you using Dracula colors? I asked for that. You asked for Rose Pine, Arc Boy. Arc Boy, okay. Arc Boy, we're currently... Arc Boy, you're killing me. You're killing me here, Arc Boy. We're currently in Rose Pine. I kind of do have to set up the colors a little bit here. We're going to set up the music. I didn't actually choose... I didn't choose a daily color yet. Let's go... We're just going to go with this. Okay, so... Arc Boy, I swear. We're in Rose Pine today. I didn't get a chance to watch your video on the Dracula colors. I actually want to see that. I've been a little bit busy as of late. I'm just going to do a test chat. We'll test YouTube chat, not trying to be cringe. Fixfell, ready to see some crazy modding actions. Oh, that's awesome, Fixfell. You came to the right place. We're going to be modding Minecraft today. So we're going to be in Arch Linux. We're going to be chilling in NeoVim. It's going to be Java development today. Let's just get this set up, get the font a little better for the fine folks at home. I think that might be, we'll stick with this level for now. I might drop it down. Let me just, 1, 2. Yeah, there's going to be some intense modding action going on today. But no, I'm glad you're ready, Fix. Glad you're ready. Should be crazy. Infinite Coder. Somebody forgot to change their Twitch stream title notification. Did I? Oh boy. It's Rust UI day. No, we will change that real quick, Coder. Where would I be without you, Coder? It's stupid. Okay, you know, not changing it right this second. Because we are just gonna flow forward a little bit, and then we'll change the stream title and stuff. Hopefully people won't be too angry with me. It's cool. We're just chilling today. Adela Dev, I started learning plugin devs. Oh, nice. Arc Boy, I can quickly change my color schemes. Yeah, me too. Dracula, something we want to check out. One thing we're going to be checking by, I did get a new color scheme that I thought was really cool. So if I pull up Telescope is so awesome because I can literally switch my color schemes and fuzzy find them. But let's just show this real quick. So we got Kanagawa. I actually just sort of set up. I'm going to pull up Ghosty because Ghosty's currently using, let's go ZSH just so got a proper shell going on. We'll do a fast fetch, show the colors here. But let's do that again. Yeah, so this is Kanagawa colors. It's I'm going to be trying this out eventually, not today, but one of the things that really stood out about this color scheme, the NeoVim, the people who made this NeoVim plugin, they seem to have done a really bang up job on some of the syntax highlighting here. So as you notice, a lot of the different sort of grammars, like you know, keywords are sort of this color, if statements are purple. Looks like we got local variables are this color. These are orange. They did a good job with the different syntax coloring. Very impressed with that. Tried Kanagawa Dragon. Yeah, we're gonna be... Yeah, I also saw your Westterm video. Westterm is literally Ghosty, but better. The only problem... See, with me, I've been like, I love Alacrity. It's a great terminal. But I've been trying... I hate this part of Ghosty. I've been trying to kind of switch to one of the terminals that has the like picture and video stuff, the kitty emulator sort of stuff. I know I'm butchering that description, but I've been stuck on Alacrity literally because of what I'm doing right now in this little window. Like this little visual mode that I got going. I can't find anyone else doing that in sort of the terminal, in the different terminals. Like I can go into a visual mode, I can copy, jump around with my cursor, scroll up and down, and kind of do Vim visual stuff in like right in the terminal there. And that is super useful for copying, pasting, and a whole bunch of different workflows. So I don't know, it's been hard for me to get away from that. It's been definitely hard for me to get away from that. Let's just check. And we got Seamless over here on the left-hand side. This is a music player. Just if you're not, if you're wondering how we playing the music in the terminal. Let's just don't want to miss too much here. Support change notification. I did a lot of schemes. I set Western very simply. Since it's Lua, I did make the color variable. Yeah, I got to catch up on so many videos. I got way too many things to catch up on. I wanted to try it, but I couldn't get to render text properly. Interesting. Pingal, welcome in. Let's quickly jump to what we're going to be doing. Then we're going to catch up to some of this chat. Welcome in, Pingal. I hope you're doing well today. Imagine a combined Twitch and YouTube chat. Fix, it's going to be reality. Fix, that is actually going to be reality. That is one of the projects we have on the go right now. Well, okay. I'm so scattered with projects and sometimes feeling overwhelmed, but we have a project to bring the chat boxes, to bring the chat rooms into the terminal. So essentially you just have a chat sort of being displayed in these windows. It would be combined in the terminal with you know, with cool terminal colors and everything like that. We've done this before. We've done that before where we had the chat coming into the terminal. It wasn't combined last time, but we have done that before. There's some previous videos we have on the Rust Twitch chatbot. We did a Rust Twitch chatbot. That has to get updated. We are going to be updating our Rust Twitch chatbot eventually, but as I was sort of starting that project, literally got sidetracked into another project we're going to be working on next stream. It's like kind of an important project. I feel like it's important because it's going to be a REST client in the terminal, and I haven't really seen any REST clients with beautiful text user interfaces. By the way, combined chat is against Twitch TOS. Okay, Delav, yeah, I know, yeah, if Fix got fixed on that part. Just to quickly show what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be modding Minecraft. I don't know what I was going to say. Mining Modcraft, maybe I was about to say, but so we're going to be NeoVim Java development. And just to show kind of quick example before we get back to the chat, I keep IntelliJ on the side when I'm modding Minecraft because my NeoVim isn't 100% up to Java development yet. We're getting there. And there's also a few build tasks and Gradle processes that I'm still relying on IntelliJ for. But just to show kind of what's going on today, I'm just going to quickly pop into our little mod that we were making for Minecraft. So here we are. I'll have to check the video. I don't think I got way too busy lately and I had to get pulled away from the stream and the channel and everything, but yeah, I have to check how, because we're on Linux, right? We're on Linux. We're in the Niri window manager and we are using a Wayland session. I do have to sort of double check. What does video game streaming with Niri and Wayland and an NVIDIA GPU? I did forget to mention that. We do, I think I should just drop that a little bit. We do have an NVIDIA GPU. A lot of the gaming's been going great so far. A lot of the like Marvel Rivals I've played, Path of Exiles 2, obviously Minecraft because we're doing the modding, but a lot of the gaming on Wayland has been good with the NVIDIA GPU. So yeah, just as an example, if anybody's been wondering, I know people, that is a thing. It's a thing in the Linux community with that. By the way, hold on. Never worked on one. Okay, interesting. By the way, improve your wave. Yeah, the waybar up top is still a work in progress, and I'm definitely not satisfied with it. This sort of situation we sort of got going up here, yeah, needs an improvement. Needs improvement. I gotta go over a few more ArcBoy ricing streams or ricing videos. So use this config, it's really great, by the way. Okay, we'll have to check that out. It's actually true. Yeah, it is fixed. It is, they don't like it. They actually don't like the way I'm showing the chat room on the stream. I don't think they're really happy with that right now. I know they're not cracking down on it too much from what I understand. Okay, just for quickly, what we're doing today. We got this new block. It's gonna be like, you can think of it like a smelter, like a furnace, like an old, like a hearth. I think they used to call them like a hearth, maybe a kiln. But the idea is you can melt two metals. I don't even have two metals, but like you would sort of melt, you put some fuel in, you put your metal in, and then it's going to smelt it into a new metal, right? So maybe tin and copper turns into bronze. We're going to be doing that eventually. We do have the tin ore in the game already. Ooh, that reminds me, I actually got to get into the ore generation. I didn't do that yet in NeoForge. So that's one thing I actually forgot to do. But we're going to be working on this forge block. We're going to be implementing an algorithm. This is going to be an algorithm for like a furnace block. It's going to be like a furnace, like the kiln, like I said, a smelty block. That's sort of the goal. It's an algorithm for the furnace block. We're going to be taking some inspiration, yapping out, like making alloys, making new metals. Part of the progression of the mod pack will be done through sort of acquiring a new metal, so to speak. That's going to at least get you out of the first stage of what we're doing. Just give me a sec here. Oh, got one of these bad guys. Got a bad guy in chat. Yeah, so what's on the agenda today? Feel free to let me know. What is your Saturday? Are you working on any projects yourself? Are you setting up your NeoVim possibly? Maybe you checked out, maybe you just got into NeoVim, you still got to set it up. Maybe you're doing some coding. Feel free to let me know what's going on this beautiful Saturday. Coder, I played Pokemon Emerald. How was that? Adela Dev, I'm back. I had to switch to PC. Nice. I don't think the stream's going to be very great on mobile. I don't think it's a mobile friendly stream, unfortunately, due to the nature of wide screens and things like that. Okay, so feel free to stop me as we go along here. But we're going to be, so this is going to be the class that deals with the logic, the code, that's going to be running this algorithm. And the way the algorithm works is every time the game goes through, I guess they call it ticks. the game ticks every certain amount of time, like half a second, way quicker than I think it's 20 times a second. I forget, I'll have to check that. And every tick, the block is essentially going to check its internal state. And depending on that state, we're going to be running the furnace algorithm. And we are going to be getting a little, let's call it inspiration. We're going to be getting a little inspiration. We're going to see how Minecraft does it. We're going to see what, at least what the NeoForge code can tell me about how Minecraft is doing this. So we're going to be just checking out, we're going to be checking out the algorithm, how they do it. We're going to be implementing it ourselves. And yeah, we'll see maybe whose is better. Maybe we'll do whose is better. Coder, it is fun. Started reminding me of how I tried to remake Pokemon Ruby. Oh, cool. For an ESP32 based console. Interesting. I spent 3 hours yesterday beating the first gym. My first Pokemon. Oh, cool. Very cool. Is that PC? So that's on PC or console or it's fine on my phone. I never. Oh, cool. That's good dev. I've never given Pokemon, I don't think, a strong go myself, actually, now that I think about it. That's something I've never really gotten into. Okay, so I know some of the... This is a big old beefy class, which doesn't make... Well, some of the important bits here, some of the internal states that are going to be saved. So there's cooking progress, the cooking total time, lit duration, lit time. I kind of gotta... So all of these things are going to play a role in this algorithm. And you're going to see that as we continue. I have not done NeoForge API in a bit. This is going to be a little rough ride. So we are going to want to start adding some of the internal state variables. They're using ints. It must be, the time must be measured in ticks. They must be measuring the time in ticks. Because I didn't see, that only makes sense. It only makes sense. Western Woozy Terminal. Western seems pretty cool. Western seems pretty cool. I feel like it's a little bloated for me in a few ways. Like there's some stuff I just never use. I do have to give it a look over. There's a few things in my scattered, unbelievably busy day I gotta take a look at. Okay, so we're gonna be adding some of the internal state variables to this class. The magic happens for a block is in the, they call them block entities. Every block that gets placed that has sort of like an internal state that runs logic and has to be tracked. Most of it's going to be using block entities, so we're going to be doing that as well. We already have a few bits of the internal state here that I was using for the current in place algorithm, the holder algorithm. We're going to have to start the game and check that out as well. We got the tick stamp. So yeah, so in an attempt not to fire off this algorithm on every tick, I was tracking the system time and I was firing every half second or 500 milliseconds. We have to adjust that. We got to turn that into a tick-based timer. Instead of using milliseconds, we'll have to kind of use ticks. So it's odd. It's odd to keep saying ticks. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to want to hold here, I think we'll keep doing this in longs. I'm just going to copy, I think it's 2 variables. I'm going to jump here. Let's call this, we'll probably go with the naming scheme they're using. So it was, they were storing, yeah, the lit time. So when you start the furnace, it's sort of, when the furnace starts running, you can't stop it. So we're going to just kind of do that. We're going to kind of do some of that. Let's check that out. So we're going to go lit duration. One of the things, actually, rose pine. See, with the rose pine color schemes, it needs to do a little better here. In like the coloring difference between sort of this private statement, The type being the long. All of this is the same color. This could be improved a bit. Like if you when I was using the other color scheme, they had a better logical separation of like some of the grammars and syntax differences with the different colors. And it just makes it easier to logically parse things with your eyes very quickly. Like it's easy to separate stuff with your eyes using colors for some reason. And yeah, they could have did a little bit better job on this part. So we're gonna do literation. You want to keep track of the literation. We're gonna be track of the. So wait, lit time. We're gonna keep tracking total cooking time. So when a recipe starts, total cooking time, we're gonna have to kind of load up the total cooking time. We're gonna have to count how long, just like the Minecraft is doing, like how long the block has been currently lit for. And yeah, this is gonna be, we're sort of piecing together slowly, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle to walk through it abstractly at first, but we do have some helper code here. Yeah, the total cooking time, the current progress of the cooking. We have to track the current progress of the cooking. So it'd be something like cooking progress, maybe. One thing I do get is naming like fatigue. I get a fatigue from naming variables. It's funny. Naming variables, writing commit messages, and there's like this weird fatigue you get. Okay, so we're gonna track what the total cooking time will be, sort of what the current progress is, sort of at a certain point in the tick, when it ticks, like what progress we're at in this total time. How long we've been lit for. I don't know why they're using, they have another thing for lit duration. As we walk through this algorithm, I'll probably figure it out as I'm reading more of their code and how they're doing things. It's gonna be, those are gonna be some of the internal states we're gonna be saving as we tick. Let's just get this up here a little bit. Okay, what do we got so far? So far, I just check if it's the right block entity. I make sure it ticks on at a certain time frame, within a certain time frame. No sooner than 500 milliseconds. Mega, welcome in today. Nice to have you in. Glad you could join us on this wonderful Saturday. How are we doing on this beautiful weekend? Mega SVN 69 coming in. That is the 69th Mega to join us. That is why there were already so many Megas. But the 69th has joined us finally. But no, nice to have you. Like you know, Mega. I think you know I'm not. I don't feel comfortable just until I know that you're kind of around. So thank you for coming. I hope you're doing great today. What's on the books? What are we up to today? What is Meg going to be doing today? We are modding Minecraft. We're getting into a new algorithm. We're writing a furnace block algorithm. This is going to be a bit of a head scratcher. It's kind of like leak codes. It's kind of like we're doing leak codes. Those little software programming challenges you can do for fun. We're going to be kind of doing something like that. So let's, yeah, and feel free to stop me once again. Didn't know there were more than one. Well, that's why, right? Like, you tried Mega SVN 68 times, right? And only on the 69th time, it was a go. No, that's Arc Boy. Okay, take care. Take care, Arc Boy. Have fun. I do want to catch up on some of your videos that you made. I've just been way too busy lately. I've only had a chance to sort of get back recently. And we did put out a new video on YouTube for people that are trying to set up their NeoVim for coding. You can always feel free to check that out. Now, what's going on here? So we get, okay, so I'm getting sort of the item stacks in the current slots. We start checking things. This is where I start checking things. I haven't actually started checking things yet. So I think the first thing I want to do is we're going to check like if you put in the fuel. And if you put in the fuel, we are going to add that to our lit duration. Yeah, I think that, okay, now I see why they had that extra. So we got total cook time, cooking progress. Yeah, so this is the amount of time. So you add in a fuel, and a fuel might give you like 30 ticks. A fuel might give you like 30 ticks worth of fuel, I guess, time. And yeah, so when we're gonna check if, you know, there's gonna be a few things going on to this that I'm gonna have to set up, but for this algorithm specifically, we're gonna check and make sure, did you input fuel? And if you inputted the fuel, and we have a recipe in the other stacks, we're gonna start the engine, start the furnace, start the presses. So to do that, first I want to, there's going to be 3 checks here. So let's fire up the time interested if statement. So if is empty, I think it is. I kind of forget everything. So if this stack is empty, yeah, basically, let's check here. Okay, this is going to be a bit confusing, and I'm probably going to be redoing this like 100 times. There's going to be a few things happening. So if you already put fuel in the furnace and it's already running, we have to do stuff. Okay, but to keep this simple and not to get too overwhelmed, we're just going to check the slots in the stack. And if they're not full, then we don't have to continue sort of this algorithm. So let's just quickly, so basically, if this is empty, or stack 2, the input stack 2 is empty. Oops. Fat fingered. Is empty. I don't know why it does that to me sometimes. So if that's empty or that's empty, we're a no-go. So how do I no-go? Or we just return early? I think we can just return early. Maybe that's just kind of how we'll do this for now. I don't think I have to return anything at all in this method. So we're just going to jump out early if any of these slots are empty. But there will be other code kind of like up here. Put it to do, which will kind of be running. If the furnace is already running, it's going to kind of handle things a little bit differently, because even if the slots are empty, like you would still have to progress the lit duration and stuff like that. So, okay, yeah, anyways, before we get too complicated, we're going to check if these are empty. If these are empty, we're just going to exit. I am going to add some logging statements because I am going to just kind of want to test this. I'm going to be testing early, testing often. And just to make sure, I don't want to write 10,000 lines of code and figure out it's not working. Okay, so we check that. If those are empty, kind of no reason to do anything at all. And if they're not, so this should only continue if both of these are full, if I remember my Boolean logic correctly. Let's actually double check that right now. So if this is empty and this is empty, we're going to fire off this logging statement. Then we're going to check if the fuel input slot is empty or not. Let's do another if down here. If into, no, it was, I called this something, fuel input. If fuel input is empty, I think we'll just return. So I'm going to jump up here, yank that, paste that down here. ZZ that up here. Okay, we're going to test this. We're going to add this here. I'm going to switch this to Fuel is not empty. We're just going to be running a little test just to make sure I have this right idea. I want to see if to make sure the slots are working. And then we're going to continue. Then we're going to keep going. Okay. Let's see if this works. Should work. And I just want to see kind of if I had the appropriate slots. There's no bugs anywhere. Yeah, so it does. So yeah, like, so sort of when, nice question there, Fix. Sort of when the furnace is running, and from what I've seen with the other Minecraft code, this seems to be the case. When the furnace is going to basically every tick, it's going to check its internal state. And I guess depending on the state, it's going to do some stuff. Let's show an example here, because this is a working stock Minecraft furnace. Let's get some coal. I forget how to do things. I can give myself coal. Okay, cool. Here's a little pop. Yeah, so basically, so like you put this in every tick, it's gonna check like, do I have fuel? Is there something in here with a recipe? Is the furnace already running? And then it's gonna kind of do certain actions depending on that. You know, if we have fuel, if this is a proper recipe, we're gonna start the recipe progress. We keep track of the progress. It's like a bunch of different stuff. But it seems to be, from what I understand, every tick. And we're going to be doing that a bench basically here. I'm going to have to fix this up a bit. Let's get out of monocle mode. I'm going to, yeah, because I want to see, we're going to watch some logging statements. Okay, so this should be, some logging statements on the left-hand side here, but I got to, so I put this here. Okay, yeah, so here they go. We're ticking. Hello from new tick. And then if I add this, okay, yeah. So it is actually verifying. It is going to be checking, like, yep, these are full. This is going to be in here. And, you know, depending on the state, kind of like what this is doing, you know, we're going to have to change the internal state, add cooking time, start cooking progress, get the recipe, do a bunch of stuff. The algorithm must flow. The spice must flow. All right. That's the idea. That's the idea. The algorithm, I've never implemented anything like this. I'm super new to modding Minecraft. This is not my specialty. This is most of my Minecraft modding are struggle streams. Streams of struggling and reading documentation. Things have been going a lot smoother though. Yeah, Fix. Yeah, Fix. This is exactly right. This is exactly right, Fix. And you actually bring up a super important point, a point that's so, this is a really kind of interesting Minecraft fact. So you've probably heard of the hoppers, right? The hoppers in the game that you can put the hopper on the chest and essentially the hopper will input stuff. Yeah, Fix. Yeah, so Fix verifies. So like the way, like a lot of games in general, this is kind of how it works. Like there's kind of no way for the game to trigger this other than to just kind of checking its internal state every once in a while to update. Like it has to, like every second the game progresses, even when you're away from the furnace, the spice must flow, the furnace must cook. So it does make sense to be like, it is going to be every tick. And in theory, yeah, the more ticks, the more things that are ticking and running code will affect game performance. Now, a lot of times, depending on, and this is where some software development ideas like, let's try not to butcher this. So there's a kind of a field in software development. Oops, I had the caps lock on. regarding sort of runtime, data structures and algorithms, the runtimes that those algorithms use, and just how to set things up for performance. But yeah, so it's going to tick every second, and depending how you set up your algorithm, you know, it could really harm the game. Now, that actually happened to Minecraft. That happened to Minecraft with Minecraft's vanilla hoppers. The vanilla hoppers were checking their internal state at like some crazy rate, like 200 times a second. A hopper was checking his internal state, and it doesn't need to check it obviously 200 times a second and something like that. Like, there have been really bad algorithms implemented into Minecraft that just completely destroyed the game for certain points of the game. And even mods came out. There were mods just to replace the hoppers. That's how bad some of the hopper code was. I don't know if they changed the hopper code since then, but it was an interesting development. Just like someone, I guess, wrote some bad hopper algorithms, and when people were putting a lot of hoppers in their game, it just started lagging and breaking stuff, and the server's performance was terrible. That's crazy. So no state machine. Could have been event-based, like player interact. Yeah, so you could definitely, like, I feel like, I haven't even really thought about it myself, but I feel like there's room for something like that, right? Like, the furnace doesn't need to check itself. I would have to, I don't know. I feel like there could be a better way of doing that. Maybe not a tick-based approach, some sort of event trigger-based approach. It's a good, I don't know. I would have to like spend a lifetime trying to implement it before I could, you know, really know the ins and out of that type of algorithm. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out today. That's Adela Dev. There's also modded servers like PaperMC. Exactly, right. There's just, you know, it's very easy to write terrible code. And if you're writing, like an example, if you got loops within loops, you know, you're looking at something that could be like linear time, which is going up like in a kind of a linear fashion, to like a exponential time where, the, you know, as you add more elements or whatever to the algorithm, the time increases at an incredible rate. The processing time and the resources needed. It's crazy. Or maybe just use Rust makes Minecraft better again. Mega, not just hoppers, many things too. And the different mods were coming in to help that. Sodium, I think, like Sodium, like there's, I think that helped the graphics, some graphics algorithm stuff. Yeah, you can definitely see that I don't remember everything. My brain definitely has an upper limit. Definitely has an upper limit. We're going to be getting to something I'm much better at next stream, which is some Rust development. We're going to be making some beautiful terminal-based applications in Rust. And I feel like I could just drop that up a little bit. If the music's too loud, feel free to let me know. If not, we are going to continue. So, okay, now sort of there's going to be some magic here. There's two things I'm going to want to do. I'm going to figure out how do I get the recipes. There's a way to get recipes for the items that we're going to be putting in. We're going to need to get the recipes. I'm already getting the furnace fuel data. So we're going to do this first. I want to do this first. So let's do a beautiful if statement. So we're going to have to do an if here. So the way the NeoForge API works, I think, just going to blow this up a little bit bigger, just in case. So the way the furnace API, NeoForge's API works, it sort of works on something they call it data maps. If you don't mind Minecraft, this might just seem like gibberish, but if you need any help with that, just ask a question, I can answer it. But so we're going to be using sort of these data maps. This stores like if a certain item is a fuel item, how long the burn time is. So I am getting the data map. We do have to check though So if the data map does not equal null, we're essentially going to do some things. What I want to do is we're going to check the burn time, and I'm going to add it to one of these internal states. Wait, lit duration? I'm going to see how Minecraft is using these. So I'm going to have to comment this too, because this is going to confuse the hell out of me like when I come back to look at this. So we got cooking progress, lit time, lit duration. I'm just trying to think of. So one of these variables is going to store like the burn time. Let's get the burn time data. Where is it? Is it okay? So it's just going to return me an int. It looks like I can check the doc. It's just going to be an int. I like the little Java symbol. It's kind of hard to see because it's not very big, especially if you're kind of looking at home. But the doc has a little Java symbol. It's kind of cool. Okay, so we're gonna get the burn time. The question is, so we're gonna add that burn time to, let's go, we're just gonna have to choose one. We're gonna have to choose one. Which one? Let's go current. I'm gonna curl this current lit time. So that's the current lit time. I don't know how, yeah, I don't know how I want to do this. I know I have to add the burn time. So I can like add it to the current time, or no, the current time. Maybe, yeah, we'll add this to the lit time, and then this kind of ticks down. Every tick, the current lit time. I gotta think of a better name. I gotta think of a better name for this. Stored. I'm gonna call this stored lit time. So like the amount of time in ticks that is going to be kind of stored, that's currently stored in. And then I guess when it reaches 0, you gotta like get a new fuel. You gotta add more time. So we'll start with that. I'll just kind of get rid of this for now. Stored lit time. Probably don't need that's a little more descriptive. I think I'll understand what that meant. So we're gonna add that to the stored lit time. Stored. Oh no, it's I forgot my own algorithm. It's the FBE. I don't know why I called it FBE. We're gonna have to also change that. So current or stored. Wait, something FBE. Oh, it might just be being weird. It might just be being weird. So let's go jump here. We'll grab that, paste that here. We're gonna get rid of that, add an equal sign, something like this. Yeah, I see it wasn't auto-completing. Why wasn't auto-completing? Oh, now it's auto-completing? Okay, now it's auto-completing. You see, so every once in a while it just acts. I get like a weird. I'll get a weird thing. I'll get a weird thing. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna add this. So if it's not empty, we check if it sort of has furnace data. If it has furnace data, we're gonna add that to the lit time. And then maybe instead of printing this, we'll just print the current lit time. So let's just print. Forget how to use this method actually too. Yeah. We're just gonna print the current lit time. Or maybe I'll go play some more Pokemon. Enjoy, Coder. Enjoy. Oh, Usur, what's up? Welcome. Welcome in, Usur. Glad you joined us. Sorry, I got way too caught up. Got way too caught up in the algorithm. John, why NeoForge? Honestly, John, I was just kind of new to this whole scene. I didn't know what was the best choice. It seemed like more people were using NeoForge. I typically go to what more people are using, only because in the hopes of some attempt to maybe have greater community to leverage from for documentation and help and stuff like that. Yeah, basically that's sort of why I went with NeoForge. Was that the right choice? You know, I really don't know. I'm just way too new into the whole modding scene to really know any better, I feel. Yeah. So we are with NeoForge. We are going to be sticking with NeoForge. A lot of my favorite mods, like all the mods 10, we're going to be doing I got to play all the mods 10. I got to play some Minecraft soon. We got to play some Minecraft soon. But all the mods 10, they're using NeoForge. Yeah, and it all just kind of influenced me. Peer pressured in a weird way. In my opinion, Fabric has better docs, but tech mods, Fabric has better docs, really. But tech mods are mostly Forge. Yeah, I know. I'm seeing a lot of Forge usage, Forge adoption. That's what drove us in there. I mean, I don't know enough. Maybe Copenjo. How do you pronounce it? Copenjo. I can't pronounce German. I gotta practice my German. But I think Copenjo would probably have a better idea of like what would be the better choice, something like that. So we're gonna be printing. But no, great question. Feel free to stop me because I think I gotta add. I forget Java. Yeah, if I add this, we're gonna put lit time. We're gonna just be checking out the ticks. So the idea was if it is fuel, it's gonna add it to the lit time. And then I gotta destroy the fuel, right? Like the fuel has to disappear. It has to be consumed. We'll get into that later. One step at a time. But yeah, feel free if you need to stop me. We're just chilling today. Welcome everybody. We're just chilling. We're gonna be in Arch Linux. We're gonna be using the Niri's window manager, JetBrains Mono Nerd font, possibly the best font known to mankind. I actually do want to try. There's another font I'm going to be trying soon. We'll test that out. Aliquidity Terminal, chilling in Wayland, NeoVim. By the way, we're modding Minecraft. If you do have any questions, we move quick, but the stream does not have to go anywhere. The stream can go in any direction. I do not try to force it anywhere. If you need to bring something up, do not be shy. You are most welcome. Stay a while and listen. If the music's too loud, let me know. I feel like it just goes like sometimes it just goes quiet and then it just fucking cranks. Just cranks sometimes. Sorry for the language. Okay. Let's test. I'm gonna have to switch this from monocle mode. I keep kind of a habit. Gotta just adjust it because I do have to read. I'm gonna be reading some of our logging statements. The best debugging method known to mankind. So how am I going to test this? So yeah, we're gonna test if the fuel. So if I do this, lit time is 0. But if I add a fuel, and this is it's gonna ramp up, I feel. Okay, add a fuel. Okay, lit time went up. Lit time is at 1600. Okay, cool. Coal 1600. Interesting. I don't know. Like, this is the first time. Let's pause this. It's hurting my brain trying to follow this. Can I zoom? Will this let me zoom? No zoom? Okay. So yeah, just to kind of like print statements, it's a pretty big debugging technique of mine is just printing stuff to see the internal state of what's going on. But the lit time is being added appropriately. Okay, so 1600 is a coal? If 1600 is a coal, what? Is this gonna keep going? See, yeah, even this is gonna keep going. And if I had every furnace full, it would like be going even faster because it'd be so many more statements. So if I get rid of this, at least that'll stop. Okay, and we can continue because I do know. Yeah, so the idea is like we would sort of, and it's not consuming, this would sort of be consumed. The coal would be consumed. It'd kind of disappear. Then the lit time would start, and you should also get like cool animations, right? Like we should have We're gonna have to add in like the fire stuff, the way this thing progresses, this little arrow thing here. We'll have to figure that out later. All right. Soothing modding noises. Soothing modding Minecraft noises. The new ASMR meta has been discovered. Okay, so that's working. That's good. Oh, okay. So, all right, team. Team, we've been working hard, team. Things have been going good. We do have to rip away for a quick 5 minutes. During that 5 minutes, I'm going to be playing one of our latest videos we released on YouTube, but feel free to take a break yourself if you need. You know, get up, stretch, reload your coffee, do what you got to do. I'm going to rip away for a quick 5 minutes. We're going to be running the Twitch ads so nobody misses anything on Twitch. And we all going to have a little break video just in case you're still hanging around. I'm going to be back in a quick 5 minutes. And when we get back, we're going to be continuing. You're going to be continuing the algorithm for this furnace block. We're going to figure out how to write furnace blocks, what they're all about. And we're going to discover more of the secrets, sort of more of Minecraft's dark, scary secrets. So, all right, let's just break 5 minutes. I'm going to run the ads and I'll see you in 5. Everything you need for quick and easy software development inside NeoVim. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be setting up a few plugins. We're going to be setting up our language server protocol settings inside NeoVim. We're going to be talking about key bindings and how it all fits together to make everything quick and productive. Then we're going to be going to some essential remaps that you're really not going to want to miss out on. Our configuration journey begins at a file called init.lua, and this is going to be in NeoVim's configuration directory. Now for Windows, this is going to be a little different, but for Linux, your configuration directory should be the same as mine. The first thing we're going to be setting up today is the Lazy Plugin Manager. The Lazy Plugin Manager is what we're going to be using to integrate and manage the other plugins we're going to be installing inside of NeoVim. And for the lazy maxers among us, it comes with a beautiful user interface to basically manage and do everything we're going to be needing to do with the plugins, including installing, updating. All the documentation will be linked in the details below. But to get started, we're going to be bootstrapping Lazy into NeoVim. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to head over to the documentation section. We're going to be basically copying all of the bootstrap code that it gives us. And we're just going to be pasting that right into our init.lua files. Now mine's going to look a little bit different. My dot files will be available, but we're going to just sort of break this down. And what's going to happen here is we're eventually going to be giving this thing another file with our plugin list. If you want, you can just copy this block of code and replace it inside of the parentheses here if you don't want to separate different files. You can also follow the documentation if you want to separate this into different files. And depending on how you set it up, this is essentially going to be a relative path to the plugin list based off of the files in the Lua directory in the config directory. But we're going to be going into that. So the last part of the code that we copied, there's going to be a require and a setup statement where we're just going to be calling require the setup. I'm going to give it a path to my file. And inside the plugin file itself, it's just going to look like this. We're just going to be returning a single block of code that declares each of the different plugins that we're going to be bringing inside NeoVim. And if I go back to my example here, you can see the require statement, and this is going to go to a file called the plugin list, which is similarly just returning a block of code declaring all the plugins that I have installed. After the bootstrap code is set up, you should be able to restart NeoVim. You can do colon into command mode, start typing in lazy with a capital W, and the lazy menu should pop up for you. Now we have our plugin manager set up. We're going to talk about Telescope. Telescope's going to be one of the most important plugins we integrate inside of NeoVim. Not only is this going to integrate with our language server protocol, but it's going to have a bunch of built-in features that are going to be important for our workflows. For example, we're going to be using this to quickly jump between files, quickly jumping to diagnostic issues inside of our code, using it to quickly jump to definitions. And I wouldn't even have time to go over a number of the built-in useful functions it has, including doing a live grep over your entire project, even fuzzy finding man pages and choosing your color scheme. To get set up is really easy. We're just gonna head over to the GitHub. We're gonna go down to the installation section. We're just gonna copy this block of code, and we're gonna head back and we're gonna paste it right into our plugin list. And after you pasted it, you should be able to restart NeoVim. You can do a colon, type in telescope with a capital, and the menu should pop up. And later we're gonna get into making this quick. It's time to turn NeoVim into a proper code editor. Okay, settle down. We are back. Welcome, Buttersuits. Welcome in. Nice to have you. Welcome back to 12 hours of soothing Minecraft noises. Today we're going to be chilling in Arch Linux. We're going to be doing some Java development inside NeoVim, and we're going to be hacking into Minecraft. Today specifically, we're actually going to be implementing an algorithm for a furnace block. But welcome back. We just came back from break. I just want to check, make sure the stream's okay. We're still alive. I think we're still alive. Hyper, damn, is this the Giga Chad channel? Welcome, Hyper. Nice to have you in. Oh, that's funny. You just happened to, dare I say, the Chad stack. We are in, dare I say today, the Chad stack. That is Arch Linux, Niri window manager, Alacrity terminal, NeoVim, Java, Minecraft. Linux? Yeah, I said Linux. I said Arch Linux. Yeah. It's, dare I say, the Chad development channel, the Chad stack. Welcome back, Chads, Chad enjoyers. You plan on doing the 12 hours fix? I wish I could. I wish my body could last 12 hours. I really do. That'd be cool. That'd be so much fun, actually. User, from the stream before the previous one, I've tried Niri. Oh, cool. Really cool. Its GH page says it doesn't support X11 for now, and officially Minecraft Launch and Curseform transitively do not support Wayland. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, so Niri is just a Wayland compositor, so it's not X11. X11 is, for those who aren't familiar, it's a server, it's a display server protocol for Linux, but it's like 40 years old. It's a 40-year-old display server, so if you're looking for the newest features for your monitor, you should consider looking into Wayland. But this is an interesting thing. I've had nothing but success so far playing Minecraft on Wayland, so I just do want to point that out. And in Niri, and today we're going to be firing up Minecraft. And yeah, I hope it shows well on the stream. I hope the game looks good while it's running. I'll have to check that out later. I was able to somewhat launch Steam and Minecraft Launcher and Niri via workarounds. Really? I have to look into this, User. That's interesting. I haven't really done much steaming. I haven't done much steaming as of late, actually, since I've been using my Niri. So I do want to check into that. I know there's a few things going on, User, that I think might be important to bring up real quick. That we're just gonna, give me a sec. I started 2 months ago with GNOME, switched to Hyperland, and I love it. Working on 2010 kinda skeuomorphic rice. Oh, no way. Well, I never want to pressure anybody, but if you do your rice, you want to throw those pictures in our Discord, in our dot file section, that'd be cool. I do enjoy seeing some of the rices. I want to know how you did manage to launch Minecraft. Yeah, no problem, User. We'll go into that. I'll go into the 2 ways. I've actually never seen Niri. Niri's really cool. Niri's really cool. So it's very similar to Hyperland. You're going to get the tiling windows manager experience, but Niri out of the box comes with the infinite scrolling. Side of like the infinite scrolling you have with Gnome, like Gnome has that infinite scrolling. Niri has that built in. You can get that with Hyperland. You can get that with Hyperland, but it's a plugin. You can just add a plugin, and I think you can get that. Hyperland's legit. Hyperland is very legit. Too legit to quit? Is that? Dare I say? May I say? Do you? Yeah. So sure, we're gonna go into that right now. Wayland is really nice. Prism. We're using Prism. We are using Prism. We're gonna do a Prism launch. We're gonna do a Prism launch right now. For example, Google Meet screen sharing. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into, but works on X11. The main workaround is X Wayland run. I try to. So with Niri has. Let's just go into this real quick before we do the Minecraft stuff. So if I go to the config, I'm gonna go to X Wayland. So if you are gonna be using Niri and you need to use stuff that only relies on X Wayland, you can set up X Wayland satellite. So I kind of have the spawn at startup X Wayland satellite. I have X Wayland satellite installed on the system. You have to install on your system. And then I'm actually setting one of the display variables. So yeah, this is just an important thing. I just did want to bring that up about Niri. Like if you do want to do X Wayland stuff, you know, hopefully it'll work. You have to use the X Wayland satellite. Niri, one of the things about Niri is it's not 100% out of the box. It's definitely not 100% out of the box. I'm a tinkerer though. I don't mind doing a little bit of configuration. We're gonna get into Prism Launcher and launching Minecraft. But yeah, just wanna, yeah. So the main workaround, damn, infinite scrolling sounds sick. Not gonna lie, hyper. It is the next level. It's the next step. Like one thing that's cool too is that you got independent workspaces per monitor. Each workspace is going to have its own infinite scrolling, and then you know you have what you want from the tiling windows experience, right? Like you got tiling windows has its own level of experience. You got that, but the next level is the infinite scrolling. It's the logical evolution. I feel like it's the logical next step. Yes, I tried. Okay, cool. I'm glad you know that, Usur. Hyper. I had issues on X11 on Qtile a year ago, which made not daily drive Arch. Oh no, wait, 2 monitors with different refresh rates. So I have to use Wayland. Really smooth ride for me. Yeah, with Wayland you can set like most of the configurations for Hyperland and for Niri. Each monitor has its own separate definition. You can define how fast the refresh rate's going to be, the positioning of the monitor. You have to be okay with tinkering around with code, but you know, it can be fun. Not code, but you have to be comfortable editing text and config files, which is it's not hard. It's fun when you start going into NeoVim and stuff like that. But yeah. Okay, time for Minecraft. Time for fix fail. I don't think I can go Linux. My daily use software. Yeah, well you gotta use what's comfortable. The last thing you want to do is give yourself a headache. The last thing, Prism, the last thing you want to do is give yourself a headache. So let's go into Minecraft, Wayland, right? So I'm using Wayland, an NVIDIA GPU, the Niri's window manager. So let's get into Minecraft. So starting Minecraft in Linux can be a pain in the butt, to say the least. The CurseForge launcher, it's not very compatible. It's not very friendly, but luckily for us Linux enjoyers, us Chad developers, Chad stack enjoyers, Chad and Chadettes, the lady version of Chads, the Prism Launcher is good. It works well. It's something you would kind of expect. You create new in Minecraft instances. Let's just go to add an instance just for an example here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I can go to CurseForge. I can go all the mods 10, boom, I've got my all the mods instance running. I can go into the settings. Wait, there's a, not this way. I could go into the edit section here. I can add shader packs, do all my mod stuff. So yeah, it's basically everything you would expect to manage Minecraft instances and launching. And this is what I use and it works great. This is my number one. I was having issues with the other launchers. They're weird authentication issues. Actually, sometimes there's an authentication issue with this. You do have to, I did have to re-authenticate once with Microsoft. But if you don't mind using a third-party launcher, Prism Launcher is amazing, especially on Linux. So we got to spread it to the masses eventually. I will try it immediately. User, oh man, I'm jacked today. I'm jacked. People are enjoying, people are learning, people are experiencing. It's a good day. CurseForge launcher is bloat. Yeah, Dev, it is bloat. I was having, it's been so long actually, I forget the exact issues. Hyper, wait, you have infinite scrolling per monitor? How do you switch between monitors? Ooh, we're getting heated. Hyper, I used Prism before on Windows, and before it was forked from Multi-MC, I use that. It's the best launcher I know. It is, yeah. It's highly recommended, even amongst like non-Linux users, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, but Hyper, infinite scrolling per monitor. So I actually have a dedicated monitor switchy set of key bindings, I guess. Like I'm jumping right now between monitors. And also you can set up Niri so that when, you know how when you're focus traveling, you know how when you're focus moving, well, if I reach the edge of my screen and then I jump over again, it'll focus to the next monitor. And in fact, if I focus down from this column, it goes to the workspace below me. So I can like HJKL workspaces and monitors. Yeah, I'm like HJKL. Let's get a, should we get a show me the key? Oh, I hate show me the key. I have to set it up every time. Okay, we're not doing show me the key. We're not doing show me the key today, unfortunately. But yeah, so I can just like super HJKL all the way around the world. Should we do a quick launching of Minecraft with Prism just to check out, just to show, we are going to get back to the modding. This isn't, I don't know if we should, like, I don't know, maybe, but like, if we need an example, if somebody really needs an example of seeing it fully in action, we can do that. It's there. We'll have it there and ready whenever it needs, but like, it works. If you need me to start it, just let me know, I'll start it, but it's working very well. And we're going to be starting Minecraft with IntelliJ. I'm about to start it with IntelliJ because that is sort of the workflow for the modding, the Minecraft modding workflow. You know, I'm a NeoVim guy. I can do things very quickly in NeoVim, but I don't have my Java NeoVim set up perfect, so I got IntelliJ in the back. NeoForge has like a project setup. They kind of do a project setup for you, and they kind of expect you to use NeoVim, and it has a lot of, or they don't expect you to use NeoVim. They expect you to use IntelliJ, and they have a lot of built-in sort of build processes and workflows. Like, it's already set up. I can start the Minecraft client through IntelliJ, through the project. I can run the data generation processes to data generate all those tedious JSON files you normally have to do by hand. And yeah, it just comes with it kind of comes with what you need out of the box to really just start writing code and modding. So, you know, touche on them. I know Fabric does that too and stuff like that. But yeah, this is how it's done. Okay, yeah, I guess we can continue. And yeah, feel like once again, it's great. The more the more we share, the better, I guess, as they say. And sometimes a question can bring up a good opportunity. Good opportunity. Not that we have to do anything. Hyper, damn, kind of feel bad that I only barely started some fabric modding, learning mix-ins, etc. like a year ago, but kind of dropped it without even finishing the mod. And yeah, IntelliJ is the thing for that. If somebody was like really new into software development and stuff like that, I wouldn't rush them into NeoVim if they were modding Minecraft. I would just say like, go get the Vim plugin for IntelliJ and just kind of start learning. Don't get too overwhelmed. But yeah, and Fabric did something. Fabric introduced the mix-in. Fabric introduced this idea of the mix-in. I'm still not 100% on it, but apparently it's like really useful in the modding tool chain and the modding environment. I think other modding tool chains are trying to incorporate it as well. I was overhauling the Hunger system. That's cool though. That's cool. You were not only a fellow Linux enjoyer, not only a fellow enjoyer, but a fellow modder too. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how that works out. The enjoyers we find is great. I'm just gonna fix my chair here. Get ready for some serious development. We're gonna go hard. We're about to go hard. I think I'm just gonna do a git commit actually, because I know things are working. So if this looks weird, if like my menus look weird, like when I pull up Telescope, like you do not even get to see how beautiful Telescope is if you were just looking at my NeoVim, because I explode the font. Ooh, I don't even know what that is. I explode the font on my terminal so that when you're watching at home or whatever, it's a little easier to kind of see the code and stuff like that than trying, like, this would be normal font levels, and this is kind of more what it would look like if I was using Telescope without the explosion of the font. And lazy git, it looks a little better than when it's like all clustered, right? It's really clustered. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think that's where I was before. But yeah, so if you're looking at home, you're like, what? What's this ugly setups this guy's doing? It's just because of like the way that we set up for the stream and stuff like that. So yeah, Hyper, yeah, that's why I was fired. Guys, from finding such a chat. Yeah, I know. I guess it's not really. I don't see a lot of NeoVim, Minecraft modding. We do a lot of Rust too. We have a really important Rust app to make actually. I actually feel I'm literally guilty. I feel guilty right now doing what I'm doing because we have such an important Rust app to build next stream. Like, we're gotta set fleet condition level 1, like priority, maximum red level, everything. I work daily in code, try my best to get more speed using Vim motions. Oh, cool. We do a lot of that. And mostly vanilla and Vim, but yeah, I don't know if I should jump on lazy Vim because it's the best to build your own config, I suppose. That's interesting. I actually released a Vim motion strategy guide. We go a lot into Vim motions on this channel and strategies you can use to just fly around the code base very quickly, editing and stuff like that. And we actually just started doing some config stuff, but yeah, if you have any questions on those, if you should using, but yeah, I don't know if I should jump on lazy Vim. Is that the, yeah, no, if you have any questions, let us know. And yeah, we're gonna be flying. We do a lot of Vim stuff. We do a lot of like Vim motions. We have a lot of videos about it and we talk about it a lot, and it'll come up. He sacrifices. That's Fix. Oh, that's funny, Fix. That's it's okay. It's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. But okay, so yeah, we're gonna be getting into that. But if you have a question, lazy Vim. So I set up this from scratch. I actually just made a video on setting up your NeoVim from scratch. It's kind of really aimed at beginners. That was sort of the video that I was playing on the break as well. We'll play that again on the break too, when we stop for 5 minutes. But I would try it. I don't see why. I was trying lazy Vim for sure. User, currently figuring out how to import my custom local CurseForge mod pack into Prism. Not very straightforward. Ooh, let's go into that. Not very straightforward, but almost anything would be better than the official Minecraft launcher. Oh boy. User, we got a great way of doing that. We've got a great way of doing that. So quickly, before we get into Buttersus's question. Wait, okay. So what I would do, so like I made an instance, I just called this a test instance. Like I kind of just made, I made a new instance. I just selected the appropriate Minecraft version. And then what I did, so what happens, let's start at the basics here. And then Butter, we're gonna get into your question then, Butter. But so let's start at the basics. So I'm just gonna quickly, well, I can just do this here. Okay, let's check this out. When I do a build, I think it's in, forget which directory. Let's go Yazzie. Let's go into Yazzie. Let's go into the build. Okay, so when I do a build, when I run, if I do like a Grado build, if I go over into IntelliJ, run a build process, run the Grado build process, it's going to create a jar. It's going to create a jar in the build libs directory. It looks like it's in the build libs directory. And what you do is you take that jar. We're going to go to the Prism Launcher. And what I do, for instance, is I kind of just went to this instance of Minecraft. I went to edit. I went to the mod section. I went to add file. And then I literally added that jar. I literally added that jar to this. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let me just swing this over here. Okay, give me one quick minute. I'm gonna swing this to this monitor. Wait, oh, did I? Okay, wait, why aren't you behaving? Okay, something's oh, there we go. Okay, give me a second here. I just gotta set one thing up. And oops, that's not it. So basically we're going to be adding that jar. When you run the build process, it's going to build that jar. You're going to go to your instance. So just give me a sec here. I'm just going to pull something up. Docs Java. Should be able to build lives. Okay, let me just move this over back to the screen, which I forget how to do. Oh, thank you. Okay, so you should be able to see it now. And I'm gonna pull that up again. Let's go down here. Let me just check the time. I messed up my screen here. Okay. So what you do is you head over here, you'd click edit, you'd go down to your mods. Now I'm just going to get rid of these. Just going to get rid of these so I can do it again. So I'd go to add file. So, you know, when I ran the build process, you know, in the build libs directory, created the jar. So I should just be able to open this. I add this. So I can close that now. So this instance is using the jar that I just built with IntelliJ. And in theory, I should be able to launch it and it should work. So I'm going to launch it and we're going to see if it works. This is our new mod that we're making. This is our, oh wait, requires, right, I'm using the wrong version. Okay, this is good. Currently on 1.2. Ooh, that's loud. Sorry. Apologies at home. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee. Cheers. Can I change the version? I think I can just change the version right here, I think. Change version. I believe I needed 1.2. Where are you? This one? 1.21. Switch. Close. Launch. So the mod we're making is called Jages. It is a tech-like mod like SevTech or GregTech. Oh, it was everything kind of froze up there. And yeah, so I'm just adding the jar to the Prism Launcher instance. It started. I'll go into the mods. Here's my mod right here. I should be able to start a new game, not this one, because this is not even using the same mod anymore. We'll create a new game. And if I pull open the JEI, I should be able to see like my recipes and everything. Oh, where are we? Cool. It's always interesting to see the start of a new, like where you spawn. It's always interesting to see like the spawn point. Where do we show up? So if I do, oh, it's not, why isn't it there? It should be, okay, I don't have the JEI, so I can't see my recipe, but I should be able to do some cheats. Did I add? Let's turn the cheats on. I think I gotta do allow commands on, start LAN. I should be able to give Jonkaro. Yeah, this is my stuff. Let's do a flint axe. See, this is the thing that we added in the game. One of our flint tools, the flint axe, and it's there. And we're in Prism. We're in our Prism Launcher. This is not from IntelliJ. This is not from, we just added the jar we built in the build libs folder to our instance, our test instance. You can see I got a GregTech New Horizons. We got an All the Mods 10. I do like to do an All the Mods 10 in my spare time. If, yeah. But that's just an example to, as you were saying, you know, you wanted to use your own mod with Prism, right? Currently figuring out how to import my custom local CurseForge mod pack into Prism. What is the optional number of monitors for the ideal development environment? I saw you scrolling vertically, so I wonder if you have multiple monitors stacked up. Not up above. Unfortunately, so my ideal setup is a 3-monitor setup with just a monitor in front, monitor to the left, a monitor to the right. You could think on the same horizontal plane. That's currently my ideal setup. Due to kind of, I guess, financial reasons, I really just haven't explored, tried, or done anything differently. But that's like my ideal setup. Unfortunately, also due to, let's call them economic circumstances, I'm currently rocking 2 monitors. I'm at a 2-monitor setup, horizontal plane, one in front, one to my left. My one to my right broke. The power, I don't know what happened. The power shut off. We have like storms and stuff. The power blew out. And then the monitor just stopped working. And I don't know, it was weird. I wish it worked. I'm gonna get a new one though, eventually. Doesn't NeoForge have a command like MVM run client like fabric? I think they like Maven. Is that a Maven command? Like they're Gradle commands. Well, there's a whole Gradle build process. I hope I'm not butchering your question. So you know, they kind of comes pre-built with a whole Gradle setup. Oh, it's on. So I can go Gradle. Forget where it is in Gradle. But it's got like a bunch of Gradle tasks already set up. It has to run, yeah, it has a client run command. Actually, it comes with a script. I think that's a script. Let's monocle this bad boy with Yazzie. See, this is the project. I'm looking at the project in a file explorer called Yazzie. It's a terminal-based file explorer. So they have, I kind of forget how this is all pieced together. So they have the run folder. There was some scripts somewhere to start stuff. I forget where it is though. I really forget. But there are like some inbuilt tasks and stuff to run the client. And that's why, looking over here. And that's why I sort of have the option here to just run the Minecraft client up top there in IntelliJ. Oh, cool! I use Yazzie too. Yazzie's great. I love Yazzie. I have Yazzie is like the main file explorer I use. I kind of do everything from the terminal. I'm a big terminal fan, terminal guy. So I do a lot of stuff from the terminal. So I think is naturally I'm going to be using Yazzie. I forget the other one. There's another one, but so is it? I wonder if your mod can only work with any 1.21 instead of requiring specifically. Let's try that out. We're gonna try that out here, sir. Does vanilla recipe book have modded recipes? Wait. Does the vanilla recipe have the vanilla recipe? Oh, you mean like in the game? We'll pull it up. Yeah, the recipes will show up in the game. I'm gonna look that up actually. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that. I wanted to see that. I used to use Ranger. Okay, Dev. Yeah, Ranger was the other one. Ooster, that was not what I wanted, but thanks anyways. What I meant is I look at all the mods 10 mod pack, then added more mods to it via CurseForge. Oh, you're trying to bring that into Prism. You're trying to bring something on CurseForge into Prism? I think I know how to do that. So when I go to add instance, when I go to add new instance, there's actually a CurseForge option. And you can, you know, add CurseForge things into, you can add your CurseForge things. So like mods, mod packs, there should be shaders, complementary, right? Shaders. Where's the shader? Where's the shader packs? Where are the shaders? Why can't I spell? Use some shaders. There we go. Simply shaders, merge shaders. I hope I'm not butchering your question for a second time, but if I am, that's what happens when you try. So that's okay. But yeah, I think that might help you out because then you have something on CurseForge, right? Then you go to add instance, you search up your own thing, you find it, you add it, bada bing, bada boom. Hyper, all recipes are the same. There's no distinction, right? I was using Ranger for a terminal file manager. Yazzie seems already better simply based on the fact Rust. Yeah, I'm a fan. We're gonna be doing a Rust app. I'm a huge Rust fan. We have a very important Rust app to build too. I keep saying that it might not be important, but I keep saying it's important. We're gonna be working on that next time, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, there's a window manager that I don't use literally because it's written in Python. And that might be like a dumb way of me to think. That might honestly kind of be stupid way to me to think, but I just remember I was like, oh, this is written in Python. No, I'm going to get the one written in C. I'm going to get a different window manager. But that might honestly, like, I did that, but I don't know if that's the greatest idea. Okay, so we're going to continue that. And yeah, we're going to move on from there. But I was actually going to do a commit. Oh, there's a few things I wanted to sort out. This doesn't need to exist. Those are okay for now. Yeah, we're just gonna commit that. Alloy, smelting, algo, initial commit. Oh boy, okay. We'll sort out Git later. I'll have to sort out Git later. I did change some Git stuff today because I was trying to set something up for the new video I released and I screwed up my Git setup. Okay, I'll have to do Git later, unfortunately. Okay. Haven't had a chance to touch Rust, but I really enjoy pure C. Wanted to try going into some low-level coding. Very cool. Very cool. Oh wait, I've learned quite a bit of Python. I liked it a lot, but yeah, it has its drawbacks. So window manager is probably, yeah, it's Qtile. That was it. That was my first impression was just like, oh, written in Python? I don't know. But that might be really like, for window managers, you know, you might not need something written in C. Obviously, something really performance intensive that, you know, has very specific memory management requirements. You might have to write in C, C++. Maybe not window managers. I don't know. Python is a really good starting language in my opinion. It's good when you're like learning software, but the ecosystem around Python, just relative to other languages, is not as smooth in my opinion. Like Rust, the ecosystem is so smooth. Like the build process, the ecosystems, like especially when you're moving from C++, you know, and you're used to like CMake and all the tricks that you're doing in your build process, and then you go to the cargo build process and the cargo toolchain with Rust, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is very simple. This is very straightforward and easy. I love C++. We are currently writing a voxel meshing algorithm. We have a voxel meshing algorithm. James, welcome in, James. Go also, Go. I have to try Go, James. Thank you for bringing that up. That's actually one of the things I haven't tried. And I always try to like feel like I'm impressive with myself because I've used so many languages, but I've never used Go actually, so I think that would be interesting to give it a shot. That's a Google language, I believe. It's probably got a lot of effort behind it, community behind it. Yeah, Go, I know, I think it has this like, I think I saw like writing like web APIs, backend web API stuff. It seemed like Go had a lot of really cool, I don't know, use cases to it. Just seemed like it really fit with some web development, writing servers, stuff like that. So Go is definitely on the list. We're gonna have to go with Go at one point. I'm DevOps currently. Yeah, in DevOps, it seems like good with DevOps too, right? Just for writing like, I'm a DevOps currently trying to get better coding skills. I thought maybe I should learn Go at the same time. Cool. We've done a lot of software development, that's for sure. If you do have any questions on software development, I could try to give you my best. I can definitely try to give you my best because we've been around the block a few times now, and we've gone into a lot of different aspects of software development that it might not just be hit upon in like a normal career, so to speak. It's the craft that I do enjoy. That's why we're writing code right this second. That's why we're modding Minecraft. That's why we're in NeoVim. That's why we're in Arch Linux, probably. By the way. Arch, by the way. Always sad to see people who still think NeoVim is still a competent editor. You don't think so? James, I'm just trying to get out of the tutorial hell and find something to actually build. The challenge is I don't really have any formal CS background. So I'm trying to read some books and catch up. Yeah. When I was starting software development, it was really hard kind of trying to figure out like the path, like what path should I be following? How should I go about, like what should I learn first? What should I learn second? Imagine not using Emacs. An Emacs enjoyer, welcome in. We do get a lot of Power Emacs users. You must have been born with either no pinkies or a very short one, if you're comfortable with Emacs. But welcome though, welcome. That's it's good to have the editor wars. Oh boy, the editor wars. I feel like the editor wars will never come to an end. The editor wars have only just begun, unfortunately. But welcome Emacs enjoyers. It's the strongest figure, yeah. It's just built like a truck, like a push a fridge with your pinky. Yeah, that's I always joke about the Emacs pinkies, just because I think, right, because the Emacs motions, I believe they sort of relied on the control, and it was sort of a meme, right? There's a few memes about Emacs, but one of my favorite streamers, L:Q, he is an Emacs enjoyer. He is such an Emacs enjoyer. His window manager is literally like the Emacs Windows manager. He's one of my recommended. He's recommended on my Twitch page. If you're interested in like a very Lisp intensive Emacs enjoyer, but you're also welcome here too, because we get Helix enjoyers, we get NeoVim enjoyers, we get Emacs enjoyers. But the editor wars, yes, unfortunately, they never end. And we're gonna get into that, James. I want to get into that a little bit about what you said. There's actually a really good route to learn software development. Well, not a really good route, but there's a more standardized path that you can go into. So let's go roadmap.sh. Oh, James, I hope you're still around. If you're not, that's cool. But go to roadmap.sh. You can they have sort of paths that we can take here in software development. So if I scroll down a bit, there are sort of ones kind of related to computer software, but there are also ones related to specific languages. And I find this roadmap.sh site has like a really good sort of way to get you into software development. So if I go into the computer science roadmap on roadmap.sh, it's kind of going to have like a really cool visual guide that structures everything in sort of like a path, and a linear path that you can take to slowly learn everything you would want to learn in software development. And I've kind of used this, and when I've looked over it, it's legit. Like, this is a legit way of learning software development. Like once you sort of learn very basic software development, like if statements, variables, loops, like the basics of software development, you're going to want to learn data structures. You're going to want to learn the algorithms on data structures. You get like this is a decent site to go to find a structured path, to try to find a structured path, which can be hard when you're first getting into software development. Hyper, I personally went to CS. Because of game dev. Oh, cool. Game Maker Studio, very cool. Went into Unity, now on Godot. Oh, yeah, we used to do some Godot. We used to do Godot and C#. We've actually done Godot and Rust. We've done Godot and C++. But my favorite is Godot and C#. I have a lot of Godot and C#. Maybe in the future we'll go back to that project, but I have a lot of past streams. The live stream section of our YouTube should have some Godot and C# stuff. I think I have to check. Oh yeah, that's very cool though, Hyper. Very cool. The editor wars are over. Emacs just wins. Emacs always wins. Did they add an editor to Emacs? Is there did they add an editor to Emacs? That's awesome. That's awesome, Revenge. I'll have to check that out. I knew last time I checked, Emacs didn't have an editor, so I'll have to go back to it. I'm joking. We're just joking. How's that channel you mentioned spelled? Which one? I forget what I mentioned. We're going through, okay? Just chill. They even have projects tabs? Yeah, no, that's a good site. Before I tried Rust, I already knew Java, C++, a bit of other languages. Took me about a month to learn Rust. Yeah, well, when we get into Rust, we're going to be getting into some of the hassles that Rust can do to you, especially fighting through the borrow checker. You do have to develop software in a different way. It does kind of force you into certain patterns. You know, you just can't wing it like in C++, but sometimes rageful. Yes. Yes. If you're not getting frustrated, you're just not coding. You're just not writing code. Hyper, yo, what? Like custom language bindings? For Godot? Yeah. Yep. We did that. C# is not too custom at this point. It's pretty well integrated, C# and Godot. But there are Rust bindings, and we did C++. So when you're doing C++, you're actually not writing exactly Godot. You're actually writing a Godot extension that you then add to your Godot editor. And then I forget it now. It's been a while. I finally managed the mental model, resource management, mutability. Mooser, yeah, no. It does click, and I do love Rust, and that's why I'm still using Rust. That's why I get a little rusty. Since Rust is hard for other languages. Even async traits, yeah. Oh, no way, you even got a job in Rust? Oh my god, that's the dream. Revenge, L:. No, I'm sorry. Revenge, that's what you... No, L: is the streamer. It is L:'Q. That's you exactly spelled it right. I don't think he's on YouTube, though. I don't think he's a big YouTuber, Revenge. But he holds it down on Twitch. He's a pretty strong Twitch streamer, I'd say, when it comes to this whole thing. We're adding the bird time. What did I do here wrong again? I changed. Oh, I changed. Okay, yeah, I know. Wait. Okay, this is because I got rid of my git config because I needed to do something for a new video we just popped open. Okay, we're just gonna have to not rely on git, and we're gonna surge forward. We're gonna surge forward like a flowing river, and we're gonna continue this algorithm. And yeah, like, feel free to stop us. We go a bit quick, and just feel free to stop me if you need to. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, the mod's just for fun. Thank you, Hyper, though. Take care, Hyper, and thanks for coming by. James, on the roadmap, I even shelled out the $10 to just try the AI roadmap generator. Oh, no way. Cool, James. James, I'm glad you learned something new today. I'm glad you found something. Use your words, John. Use your words. No, I'm glad you found something that can help. I remember when I was first getting into software development, I loved writing software. When I first started, it was like simple web page building in JavaScript. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I was very overwhelmed on what do I do? How do I do it? Like, what should I learn first? Type things of that nature, really. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna blow you back up because we're gonna be getting a little inspired here. This is the Minecraft code for running a furnace block. I just kind of want to see what they're doing down here. So they get the stacks, they check if they're empty. So if this is lit, or if these are not empty, something happens. Okay, I see what they're doing there. Is lit. Lit time greater than 0. Okay, I see what they're doing. And that's what we're going to be doing too. So 1600, we're going to have to start the game again. We're going to start this back up. I got to check the logs real quick, because I'm trying to implement a furnace block algorithm. I've never done this before. The way this is going to work, and kind of where we just left off before we were discussing the other stuff, was we checked the item stack similar to what they did. Then I check the fuel stack. If the fuel stack had fuel, essentially, I add the burn time. Do I have any documentation on this? I know this was not one of my current NeoVim setup strong points, but I do have a bit of documentation here. Get fuel, location of the data map, burn time, positive integer, how long the item will burn in ticks. Perfect. Perfect. So it looks like one block of coal, or not a block of coal, but a little chunk of coal. I don't know how to say it. A little piece of coal was 1600 ticks worth of burn time, it looked like. VVAX, welcome back, my friend. Nice to have you in. It's a beautiful Saturday. I have come to distract you with dot files once again. Welcome. Welcome, VVAX. The dot files continue until morale improves, it looks like. You heard them here, folks. The dot files shall continue until you all buck up and improve that morale of yours. We're going to be adding, welcome in, VVAX. You are welcome to share your dot files. You're welcome to share your dot files on our Discord. Our Discord is linked in the link section of both YouTube and Twitch, if you're wondering about that. You're welcome to join us on YouTube and Twitch anytime you like. And so what I'm doing here is what I was doing before is, this was fuel, we set it to the burn time. Okay, I think I don't know how I'm going to walk through this algorithm, but I'm going to set one thing up. And then when we're playing the game later and I figure out it doesn't work, we'll change it later. So I'm going to set this to the burn time. I got to figure out how to consume stack. I actually think I know how to do this. So when we add when the furnace ticks and it consumes the fuel, we're going to consume the fuel, add the burn time. And then while the furnace has fuel time, fuel tick time, we're going to do stuff. VVAX, I made a tool. A Rust tool to update Niri config automatically. What? Based on what workspace monitor I am on? Cool. So my vertical monitor can have a different default. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. A Rust tool. Nice. And you're all done? It's all ready to rock already? Very cool, if it is. So I think I can just fuel input, consume. I think I can use this consume method, but I don't know the NeoForge API. What is this entity? Nullable? Okay. Let's null you. And one. Wait. Oh, I'm in the wrong language. I used the wrong null. I'm in the wrong language. Done as in it works? Okay, cool, VVAX. Nice, very nice. You'll have to get it documented. And give us a link. So what happens? What does this do? It's just a void? We're gonna have to just run it and see what happens. Okay. So I'm gonna run this. Don't think I need this up. I'm gonna run this. So I did this really quick. I didn't even read any documentation. I'm just like, oh, this looks like a good method. Let's see what happens. We're gonna try it though and see what happens. Let's go in. It's the consume method. I feel like it's an item stack. I'm calling it on the item stack and it's literally called consume. I feel like these are, I don't know if I did a good job on this menu. Not really sure. So I put this here. Oh, it consumed it. Ooh, it's consuming. Ooh la la. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, well, that's the method I'm going to use, I think, until I get any other best practices given to me. Vlad, welcome in, Vlad. Vlad, my friend, we are in Arch, by the way. We are in Arch, by the way. We are in, hold on. Let me fast fetch this. We are in Arch Linux, by the way. We're using the Niri's window manager, by the way. JetBrains Mono Nerd font, Alacrity terminal, NVIDIA card. Yeah, we're using Arch. Welcome in. How you doing today, Vlad? I hope you're having a good time. I hope Vlad is glad. I hope Vlad is glad today. Are you an Arch enjoyer? A fellow Arch enjoyer? A fellow NeoVim enjoyer? A fellow? I just figured out what to do. First shot, knew how to consume this. First shot. We're gonna actually go back into the testing because I gotta see more about this. So this is the idea. We'll add the burn time. We consume, but we wouldn't be doing that if the furnace already had fuel. We wouldn't be doing that if the furnace already had burn time. So this method, this algorithm is going to get big and nasty. We're just going to be, when we first, like, as is tradition, we're going to write this quick and dirty. Who got rid of the music? We're going to do this quick and dirty, and we'll clean it up later, and we'll make it all better again. Damn, son, we learning? Nordic, we learning. We're learning. We're doing a lot of things today. We're having a great time. It's a good Saturday. We're in Rose Pine today. Next stream, though, we are actually going to be doing the adventure of Kanagawa, the Kanagawa color scheme. But today, I think we're just going to be chilling in Rose Pine. Welcome, Nordic. I hope you're doing well. Nordic's one of our heavy hitters, one of our power Vim users, the Vim Slayer, also known in some circles. Kind of only my circle, but maybe more circles eventually. Okay, so what do we got? No, not that I planned. The code is not that hard anyways. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna copy that link. Kanagawa is nice. You know what I really like? A bit like Groovebox, but slightly better. You know what I really like about the Kanagawa? So if I go up here to the top, we're in Java. We're in the Java development. Like, look at the color of the private statement. Look at the color of the data type. Look at the color of the private member. It's all the same color. Okay? Now, you see how it's not all the same color? See, this color plugin is doing a better job logically separating the syntax highlighting out. As I mean, that's the whole point of the syntax highlighting. You're trying to, and if I just zoom out a bit, it'll kind of just look a little more, don't try to look too hard. I'm gonna bring the font back up, but the idea is that the colors are supposed to help you logically separate the code with your eyes in a way that is just kind of auto magic. Your eyes and your brain can just parse colors for some reason in that way, and some plugins just do it better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some plugins they really do the colors a lot better, and this is one of those plugins that does it a lot better. Yeah, I do enjoy. I really am happy with that. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be using the Kanagawa next stream for fun. And yeah, using inspect, you can get the highlight color of what you are hovered over. Useful for doing theme stuff. That's actually a good pro tip. Pro NeoVim tip. Let's jump here. If I wanted to see what is responsible for making the color of this word, I don't know what they would call it I don't know, it was like how you would categorize that, but if I wanted to see the color, I could just do a : inspect, and it's going to pop up in the bottom of the screen. It's going to give us a little info as to which highlight group. You kind of have to know a little bit about how NeoVim does themes. I think they call them highlight groups, but it shows you sort of what group is responsible for making that color. So this is using the tree sitters type built in Java, and it also links in to the group that's called type.builtin. It's been a while since I've done this stuff, so I might have slightly butchered that a bit, but that's sort of the idea. That's sort of the idea. You can kind of see, you can do like, okay, and then I can inspect this. Oh boy, did time go by? And then, yeah, you can see there's a few differences here on what is responsible for the coloring of the public variable. So this is linking to variable. It's also linking to variable member for tree sitter. It's also linking to, I think this is like NeoVim's inbuilt groups or something. I don't know. But there's just groups. Plugins can make highlight groups. NeoVim has built-in highlight groups. Highlight groups seem to be responsible for the colors. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. But I know I want to get into this. Oh, there's too many things I want to do. There's just way too many things I want to do. It's way too many. They're just, okay, yeah, they're just groups, dude. All you gotta know. Okay, groups. All right. So good job, team. We've been going hard. We've been writing code. We're gonna be doing a quick 5-minute break. We're gonna be running one of our newest NeoVim videos on the break. But feel free to actually take a break, get up, stretch, do what you gotta do, grab your coffee, reload what you gotta reload, and unload what you gotta unload. When we get back, we're gonna be continuing our algorithm for the furnace block. We are getting somewhere. The stream's not about progress. The stream's just about chilling, having fun, writing code, and doing what we enjoy. So when I get back, we're going to do that. I'm going to start the video. And I'm also going to be running the Twitch ads.
By the end of this video.
I'm also going to be running the Twitch ads. So don't worry, Twitch, you're not going to miss anything. Nothing important will be missed. Thanks for coming by. And we'll be back in the shortest 5 ever.
You can have everything you need for quick and easy software development inside NeoVim. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be setting up a few plugins. We're going to be setting up our language server protocol settings inside NeoVim. We're going to be talking about key bindings and how it all fits together to make everything quick and productive. Then we're going to be going to some essential remaps that you're really not going to want to miss out on. Our configuration journey begins at a file called init.lua, and this is going to be in NeoVim's configuration directory. Now for Windows, this is going to be a little different, but for Linux, your configuration directory should be the same as mine. The first thing we're going to be setting up today is the Lazy Plugin Manager. The Lazy Plugin Manager is what we're going to be using to integrate and manage the other plugins we're going to be installing inside of NeoVim. And for the lazy maxers among us, it comes with a beautiful user interface to basically manage and do everything we're going to be needing to do with the plugins, including installing, updating. All the documentation will be linked in the details below. But to get started, we're going to be bootstrapping Lazy into NeoVim. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to head over to the documentation section. We're going to be basically copying all of the bootstrap code that it gives us. And we're just going to be pasting that right into our init.lua files. Now mine's going to look a little bit different. My dot files will be available, but we're going to just sort of break this down. And what's going to happen here is we're eventually going to be giving this thing another file with our plugin list. If you want, you can just copy this block of code and replace it inside of the parentheses here if you don't want to separate different files. You can also follow the documentation if you want to separate this into different files. And depending on how you set it up, this is essentially going to be a relative path to the plugin list based off of the files in the Lua directory in the config directory. But we're going to be going into that. So the last part of the code that we copied is going to be a require and a setup statement, where we're just going to be calling require the setup. I'm going to give it a path to my file. And inside the plugin file itself, it's just going to look like this. We're just going to be returning a single block of code that declares each of the different plugins that we're going to be bringing inside NeoVim. And if I go back to my example here, you can see the require statement, and this is going to go to a file called the plugin list, which is similarly just returning a block of code, declaring all the plugins that I have installed. After the Bootstrap code is set up, you should be able to restart NeoVim. You can do colon into command mode, start typing in lazy with a capital W, and the lazy menu should pop up for you. Now we have our plugin manager set up. We're going to talk about Telescope. Telescope's going to be one of the most important plugins we integrate inside of NeoVim. Not only is this going to integrate with our language server protocol, but it's going to have a bunch of built-in features that are going to be important for our workflows. For example, we're going to be using this to quickly jump between files, quickly jumping to diagnostic issues inside of our code, using it to quickly jump to definitions, and I wouldn't even have time to go over a number of the built-in useful functions it has, including doing a live grep over your entire project, even fuzzy finding man pages and choosing your color scheme. To get set up is really easy. We're just gonna head over to the GitHub. We're gonna go down to the installation section. We're just gonna copy this block of code, and we're gonna head back and we're gonna paste it right into our plugin list. And after you pasted it, you should be able to restart NeoVim.
All right, welcome back. We are back. I'm just gonna make sure the stream is still alive here. I shall taketh the break. Well done, Nordic. It's good to take a break every once in a while. We are okay, so I think audio is good, video should be good. If we do have any issues, feel free to let me know. I can hear myself, so yeah, let us continue. Let's drop some code here. We're gonna keep going. And yeah, this algorithm, I've never done this algorithm before. But, okay, so if this is empty, we're not doing anything. If the fuel is empty. So there's also a chunk of code that needs to be run. So basically, if, we're gonna drop an if here. If, essentially, I gotta rename this too. So if FBE, what did I call the variable that I just wrote again? Current, was it current? Okay, I yield. I'll just go stored lit time. Stored lit time is greater than 0. That means the oven is currently on. So if that's greater than 0, or there should be a logical or here, because there's two things here that should trigger. Maybe not. So if these are empty, and this is kind of where the algorithm is going to get tricky, but eventually this will be worked out, and I'm going to be launching this and kind of seeing where it's not working and make adjustments as we go. But so if there's already lit time, we're going to be running the oven, and there's going to be two processes or two important things to that. So while there's stored lit time, so oven is running. I'm going to get rid of this documentation later, but just for as we go sort of doing this algorithm here. Thank you, HappyDev, for the follow. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, my friend. I do apologize for missing that follow 50 minutes ago. If you're lurking, you don't have to answer. I do hope you're still around. Thank you for the follow. It lets me know, gives me motivation that everything's kind of going good. We're doing things right. Continue going where we're going. If you're welcome to, if you're over on YouTube, feel free to like the video or possibly subscribe if you want to follow along on some of our content here. And if you're over on Twitch, you're always welcome to follow. You're always welcome to follow along with us on Twitch as well. Feel free to use your favorite platform. If the oven is running, we're going to be ticking down, right? So FBE is stored, and I got to get rid of this FBE. It's going to be like -1, right? We're going to have to check. Okay, I'm going to check something out later. So the tick's going to go, we're going to tick down by 1. Currently, I have to change the way I'm ticking. I'm currently ticking every half second. I think I'm just gonna keep it like that for now, for the sake of like testing and debugging purposes, because I don't need to fire off 1,000 ticks a second to kind of see how the algorithm is working. I might even bump this up to a second, actually. Only tick once a second. 1, 2, 3. So it's 1,000 milliseconds for a second. Yeah. So for testing, I'll just keep that. But that's going to be adjusted later. Because essentially, I'm going to have to check every certain amount of ticks. I probably don't want to do every tick. I feel like that's going to be too fast. Dev Notichi, are you making a Minecraft mod? It's giving a vibe of a Forge mod. We are making a Minecraft mod, my friend. We are, in fact, making a Minecraft mod. Nice to have you in. I hope you're doing well. So this is NeoVim. We're in NeoVim. Not your typical Minecraft modding editor, that's for sure. We're writing some Java code, and we are going to be modding Minecraft. Let me just, I think I can. And yes, we are in fact modding Minecraft. We're using NeoForge. We're going to be using NeoForge, the NeoForge toolchain, to mod Minecraft. I should have. That's some of the docs here. Getting started with NeoForge. We're using NeoForge. And we're going to fire this up. I'm actually just working on the algorithm. We're doing a furnace block algorithm. Never done this. I have no idea how it's done. I've never walked that, even like the algorithm of a furnace, through my head even once. So this is definitely interesting. It's kind of like doing a leak code. It's like a leak code challenge today. We're going to try and implement a furnace block, and we're on our way. We're on our way. And I'm going to rename this right now so I can use a lot of this stuff. You won't even see what's happening because my keybinds are so quick and my muscle memory is so fluid. Like, some things might happen in Vim and in the code that you might not even know what's happening. Feel free to ask me if that ever occurs though. So, but anyways, I got to rename this. So this is not the FBE. We're going to call this the oven. Yeah. The oven. I like it. I like it. Probably one of the first variables. This is my first time being a variable naming enjoyer. I can't give myself to program in Java, otherwise I would make some mods, but good luck. Oh, actually, well, this is just for fun. We do the modding for fun. I have my serious project right now is a Rust app. I'm building a Rust application, terminal-based drop application. I build terminal-based applications in Rust. If I go to ZJDB, let's go JD browser. Here's an example of another application that I wrote in Rust. So this is a text user interface. You can load this right in Rust, and this application allows you to view SQLite databases in your terminal using a text user interface written in Rust, blazingly fast, available to all Linux users, and Arch Linux users can install this quite easily on the OR repository. It's available to everybody. It's released. And that, yeah, so I normally do Rust stuff. Java's not that bad. It's a bit tricky to get everything set up, but oh, Vlad, thank you. That was just an example. Yeah, like so. This is it's a text user interface. It launches right from your terminal. I did not have. This is what happens, and this is why I have another emergency application I'm working on. It's like something will happen, and I'll be like, I want to view SQLite from the terminal, and I'm like, oh, I don't have a way to do that. Let's build an application. So we got a way for people to view their SQLite databases in the terminal. Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny how that works out. But we're building, the next application we're building is a REST client. We're going to be building a terminal-based REST client. And if anybody can have this, you can go to the GitHub, the JD browser GitHub. You can build the application. It's free to use. It's all yours. Go enjoy it. If you can install it through the OR repository if you're on Arch. you can just do like a yay, I think it's like a yay-s JD browser, if I could spell my own thing. And then there's a -git, JD browser -git, and then you can install that on Arch. Bingo, bango, bongo. Java can be a little tricky. I like Java. Java's not bad. It's not a bad language. What I don't like, I should say, makes it more difficult for me is it, you know, doesn't integrate as well as other languages do in NeoVim. It takes more time to set up. It's a little trickier. And I haven't even myself, I'm not even going to be bothered to set up Java fully in NeoVim. Like, I've got it to the point that I'm happy with, but I'm not even going to bother setting up even more. If I was doing dedicated Java, I would do it because NeoVim is amazing. But this is sort of where we're at right now. Just a little explanation. User, I'm a bit late, but I'll probably criticize Python for performance, but I think that performance is the least important issue in Python, especially C, Python, PyPy, and possibly a Mojo. Like Python, people worry about the performance. People worry about it because, you know, it's not super memory management C++, a low level language. I mean, it is written in CPP, if I'm not mistaken, but, you know, it doesn't give you the same toolkit. So a lot of people, it's natural to think like, oh, you know, this isn't going to run as great as what their high performance algorithms are running on and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of misconception, and depending on your use case, like you like if I was using like, I don't know, like this Cav application that shows you the histogram bars of the sound when the music plays, like I don't need this written in C++. That can be written in Python. I don't need super performant histogram bars. So I guess, you know, it depends on your use case too. I've had a weird bias, I guess I should say, towards it. All my homies, statically typed languages. Exactly. All package ecosystem instability. Yeah, that too. Python is slower. It isn't slow, and C can't wait for a next response any fast. Yeah, stuff like that. That's a good point. That's a good point. Like, depending on your use case, depending on what you're doing, some of the voxel mesh generating stuff, maybe I need to worry about that. Maybe maybe I would want to write that in C++ and not Python. But if I'm making a clock, if I'm going to be displaying a clock in the terminal, probably wouldn't matter. It probably doesn't need to be super high performant. All right. Definitely some good points being made. So when the oven has time, we got to count down the time. That would also run. This would also, then it would be like the recipe processing, right? Like you'd be, if there was the proper inputs, a recipe would be processing at this point, right? So why can't I process recipe stuff here? We're gonna do recipe stuff here. Yeah, so we tick down the oven time. We progress the recipe. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's just go with that for now. We'll implement that. We'll see how the algorithm plays out when we start this up again. And we'll go from there. So the recipe stuff, how do I get the recipes again? I kind of forget. What is this? Block entity, quick check, get recipe 4. Oh, hey, I'm gonna have to do something like this. Can I make this bigger? Can I make this bigger? Let's go font. Just so at least when I'm... What the... Menu's a bit weird sometimes. Okay. Why is this so small? Okay, 16. It's already at 16. I feel like that was... Maybe I'll just put it up for 18 when we're doing the stream. Did that even go bigger? I can't even tell really. Okay, let's continue. Okay, why is my Vim mode all weird? I actually have Vim motions in IntelliJ. So it's not a complete loss when I have to switch to IntelliJ and do stuff, because you do not in fact need to use NeoVim. You do not in fact need to use NeoVim to get the power of the Vim motions. There is a nice Vim plugin for this. So what was I looking for? I wanted to see... Okay, I do have to use the mouse, unfortunately. Mouse is normally lava, but in this case... Okay, so this is what's happening. So right at the start, they check if it's lit, and then they count down the lit time. Huh. Well, that's, yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. We're gonna do that too, I think. So if I Shift V, jump to the end, back, squiggly down here, yank, jump up here. Where do I want to put this? Before, actually, yeah, right here. We're gonna put it right there. Something like that. So we tick the oven time if the oven is ever lit. No questions asked, no checking any other states. We just do this right away. That's a good idea. Then we can check. If there's nothing in there, there's nothing in there. We won't do anything. Yeah, so we don't do any fuel, anything, unless we know there's stuff in the item stack. There's stuff in the item slots. It's item stacks in the item slots. Okay. I think Julie Lang is Python done right type language. Really cool. Python's great for beginners. Like if you want to just learn software development, you know, it has all the basics you need. Maybe you should, yeah. Maybe it's good to start simple, right? So you don't overwhelm anybody. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take that down. Now let's get some recipes. I won't need to do any ticking here. So if the items are in the stack and the oven is lit, let's try and get the recipe. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. I might be able to do a live grep. Sometimes this rescues me. Like I'll be in a project and I'll be like, how do I do something? And then I'll like live grep, and then I'll find an example of somewhere in the project I already did it. But I don't feel like I'm gonna get lucky on this. No. What happened? What did I do over here? Okay, that's a recipe provider. That's the data generation. So NeoForge does provide something that is very wonderful. When you mod Minecraft, you sort of have to, due to the nature of how they set Minecraft up, perform a horrendous amount of creating JSON files and putting them in certain directories. And yeah, NeoForge allows you to do that auto-magically in code with the data generation API. But how do I get the recipes? Let's check. I always forget where in documentation I need to look for stuff. It was resources server. Recipes. Okay, I feel like I'm getting closer. You know, it was here. Using recipes, here it is. Okay, I think I'm gonna be doing something with this API. This NeoForge. This is how I'm gonna do stuff to get the recipes. Cool. We're gonna be using this, I believe. And we'll check out what they're doing in Minecraft. Booster no curly braces equals not that good. I feel like I'm a curly enjoyer. I feel like I'm a curly enjoyer also. think that's a good point, Vlad. VVAX. Oh, crap. VVAX. What's going on? Did I forget, my friend? Did I forget? I did forget. We forgot. Just quickly. Might be too late. So he wrote something in Rust, Niri Magic. We're gonna need some docs, my friend. And it does something with your themes, right? Like it's gonna auto do stuff with your themes. Okay, cool. We'll need some docs though. We're gonna need some docs for that. Okay, how do I get the recipes? How do they get the recipe? They, the infamous them. How are them getting recipes? What is this? Quick check? What is that? Recipe manager? Ooh, I think I saw that. I think I saw that here. Recipe manager. Okay. Are we all on the same page? I feel like we might be all on the same page here. Recipe manager, cache check, single recipe input. Oh boy, there's so much of this I forget. But this is kind of what we're gonna need. We're gonna need a member of our class. It's gonna be like a recipe manager of some sort. Where do they? Oh, this is the constructor. What's this? Create check. Okay. We're not gonna get too far into this. We're gonna just look at the docs and we're gonna start writing code. And we're gonna turn this on and see what works. We're gonna see what works. But we're on the same page. We're on the same page. We're going in the right direction, I'm pretty sure. We're in the right direction. Sometimes the hardest part is just figuring out the right direction. Pillarman, hi. Hello to you too, my friend. What a cool looking avatar we got here. How are you doing today? Oh, I can't make that bigger right now. That's very cool though. Very cool look. We do get some very cool avatars here. Profile pictures, I should say. Twitch is top level game though. We got top level stuff here. Source.terra is the Niri config. All right, we're gonna check that out later. Just gotta get rid of this. Okay, so we're gonna be using the recipe manager. Let's do a little, I will acquiesce and do a small amount of reading of this documentation. And then I'm just gonna start hammering coding. Recipes are loaded, stored, and obtained with the recipe manager. Okay, good. Obtained via server level. Okay. Not sure what that is. Hopefully I'll figure that out. Be aware that while the client has a copy of the recipe manager for display purposes, the logic should always run on server. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Server only. We're good. Easiest way is to get recipe by ID. Okay. So we'll be sort of creating one of these manager doohickeys somehow. And with the manager thing, we'll use that later in the algorithm to get the recipe somehow. Okay, yeah, okay, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna slowly piece this together, one line at a time. Pillar, I'm doing fine. I'm fine. That's cool, Pillar. Cool. Welcome to the stream. We're currently just chilling here we are in Arch, by the way. Arch Linux, by the way. We're writing in NeoVim, doing some modding of Minecraft. We're hacking into Minecraft. We're hacking Minecraft with Java right now in NeoVim. Nice to see you, though. Glad you're doing good. Are you a fellow enjoyer? Maybe a fellow modder, a fellow Arch user, possibly a NeoVim enjoyer. We do get a lot of different editor enjoyers, that's for sure. Uther, my PFP is just some drawing I hastily did on the Cardiac phone. Oh, okay. Really? No way. well, you know, it's I don't know what it is actually. I can't make it bigger, but like just from the small look of it right now, like it looks pretty cool. Like it's like a robot or something. Let's go. Okay, let's get a manager. Let's get a recipe manager. I'm so darn tired of not having a recipe manager in this class. How did they do it again? So they did a private final recipe manager. And then this they just have recipe manager. Okay. I think I actually found a snippet. I actually found some code snippets with this NeoVim Java situation I got going on. So I think I could do like a private, there was a snippet down here, private field, that'll just kind of auto-generate that. We're gonna call this the recipe manager. There's like 2 of them. We'll go with this one. Was it the same one? Is it the same one? I'm gonna check. I can check right here. Yes, it's the same one. Good. Ooh. Let's fix that. Recipe manager. Call this the manager. Oh, did it auto complete that? Oh, it's auto completing that too. That must be from the Eclipse language protocol. We're using the, you have to, well, I have to use the Eclipse language protocol server. And it's auto generating the variable names. That's cool. Well done. Well done. Linux NeoVim is life, is love. Oh, okay, so fellow enjoyer, fellow Linux enjoyer, fellow NeoVim enjoyer. Awesome. Very cool. Welcome. Welcome. This might be the place for you. You never know. We do a lot. We do a lot of enjoying of these particular topics, I have to say. Ooster, Tricky the Clown from Friday night. Okay. Sing into a microphone? Oh, really? Okay, cool. I heard NeoVim, someone say. Nordic woke up. Someone said NeoVim and Nordic woke up. Why isn't it showing up on this chat, but it showed up in my other chat box? Nordic, are you shadow banned? Are you shadow banned, Nordic? Okay, so we got the manager, but this is only really one step. How the hell? So so it says obtained using the server level. If you don't have server level available, what on earth? Server level. What? I don't know what a server level is. Okay, let's see if I can find this in the constructor. Let's see if I can find this. I could probably try to find other examples on the internet, but I want to just see server level. We're leveling up. Nordic woke up. Someone said NeoVim. Test. Okay, no, you're still here. I was recently surprised that Pew Pew die. Oh, nice bringing that up, Ooster. Thank you. Move to Linux. That's so cool. Yeah, it's the summer of Linux. What is the meme? What's the meme? It's like the Linux, the year of the Linux desktop or something. Summer of the Linux desktop. There's a meme about it. I forget the meme. Why does this keep? Oh yeah, let's check this out. We're gonna check this out after. Yeah, the Pew Pew die. I think the year of the Linux desktop has arrived. Pew Pew die is converting the masses. I was really happy. When I saw Pew Pew die's video because as a fellow Linux enjoyer, like it just makes me happy to bring other people to the Linux side, to the dark side, to the Wayland side, to the Niri side, to the NeoVim side. Like I love the whole, you know, the ecosystem around Linux, racing Linux, customization, the freedom, the cool tools you can use, terminals. It's so cool, you know, to bring that to more people who might not see it. And, you know, PewPewDie being super popular, really happy to see that. Was really jacked about that. Blue Average, welcome. Nice to have you. Thank you for the follow, Blue. Thank you for the follow. Oh, although I guess the one hard thing about Linux, especially when you're a streamer, is if you don't fix your OBS setup properly, you miss out on the browser alerts, and I do miss out when people follow. So if you ever follow and I miss you, I do apologize. I'm still in the process of getting everything set up. I'm just an average man with an average hobby, so to speak. But Blue, when I watched the video, I wasn't expecting to see a Rice Up setup, but it was nice to see, oh yeah, like PewPewDie was getting, like he's getting into all of the cool stuff that a lot of us love to do. You know, ricing and terminals and Hyperland, right? He went to Hyperland. So he's on a tiling Windows manager, right? He's not using the typical desktop experience right now. He's using the tiling Windows manager. Sorry. Getting a little bit too carried away. But yeah. Very, yeah, he's getting into it. Like he's getting hardcore into it. Like installing Hyperland, you're getting there, right? Like he's getting into racing. He's probably going to be getting into terminal. He's going to be in NeoVim. There's got to be a PewPewDie NeoVim video, hopefully coming soon. He's going to be editing his configs, right? He's in Linux now. He's going to be editing configs. He's going to want a super slick editor, you know, that is just really cool in a lot of ways, highly extendable, something you can hack into, make your own, so to speak. Very cool. So excited. Yeah, it's the year of the Linux desktop meme. That's exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have water. Ugh. I have to reach over. I'm just gonna take a sip of water. PewPewDie got me so excited. I need to take a sip of water. But the meme you're referencing is it actually in PewPewDie? Channel is pronounced as Pew. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so bad. PewDiePie. I'm so bad. I'm a bad speaker. That's funny. Oh, Varun just came to the stream. What mod are you working on at the moment? We're just building a custom mod for fun in Minecraft. I mean, if I was going to quickly describe it before we fire this bad boy up, I would say it's sort of like a SevTech, GregTech tech mod that you progress through the ages of technology. Something like that. That's for fun. The serious project we got going on is another Rust project, but this is when I want to struggle. And then, like, I'm just enjoying software development too much in Rust, I actually switch over to Java just so I can realize how great Rust is. Every once in a while, I just got to come back over to Java, come back over to NeoVim and NeoForge, not NeoVim, NeoForge, and modding Minecraft, and have a little more tricky of a software development experience. And I'm kind of just joking. When I was first getting started into modding Minecraft, I found it just a little more difficult. That's why. Why Alacrity? Good question. Good question. There's like, honestly, there's one like crazy thing that keeps me in Alacrity right now. And I'm just going to let's go ZGDB. If you are not changing your directories with Z, you're doing it wrong. Okay? Okay, folks, you're doing it wrong. PewDie, if you're watching this, if you're using CD, you're doing it wrong. You gotta be changing your directories with Z Oxide. We'll talk about that later, but anyways, why Alacrity? Because Alacrity gives me one thing that I've not been able to get on any other terminal. So I'm just gonna go Control-Shift-Space. If you look at the top right corner, this like thing popped up, and my cursor is now in a Vim visual mode, sort of like you would expect with Vim, where you can walk your cursor all around the terminal. All of a sudden I can walk my cursor all around the terminal, and I can do basic Vim stuff in like this weird visual mode in my terminal. And it just became surprisingly handy for like spitting something out into the terminal, copy, paste somewhere else. Like that is like one of the things that is really just kept me like, it's kind of like, I don't know if I had to set that up. I don't think I really had to set that up with Alacrity. If I go to Zala, if I go NVim, let's go to, I think it's the Toml, Alatoml. Oh yeah, I got like 10,000 themes in here now. But yeah, I just got this like inbuilt Vim. This is my Alacrity config, by the way. But it's got this inbuilt Vim thing. And I just never really been able to do that anywhere else. And I can do this with Vim. Or I can do this with Alacrity. It's super useful. It always keeps me coming back. It really always just keeps me coming back. It's kind of crazy, actually. Blue, that sounds very handy, especially if copying and pasting commands that need editing. Please just general. Please just general. Santet, welcome in, welcome in. Please just general. I'm not sure if I... Did you want me to change my border color? Did you want me to change my border color? Is this what you're asking for? We can try that out. We can try that out, Sante. Just give me a second here. We're just kind of, your border seems wrong. Probably is, Sante. Well, we're gonna look into that. Give me a momento, por favor. A momento, por favor. Nice, nice. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. We're just kind of talking about Alacrity, why I'm sort of always using it. And I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Can't write but freely watching TV series or reading books. Okay. Hi, I'm new here. I like your rice machine. Cool. Thanks, Rambon. Why Alacrity? Okay, yeah, you got that. Ghosty. Okay, I think we're caught up. Let's try that border thing. I do want to try that border thing. So I'm going to copy this. Is this a valid hexadecimal? Oh, apologies, folks at home, if something weird came through your stuff. Okay, let's try this out. I should be able to. It's gonna pop open this. We can make this a little smaller. Let's go Niri. Should be in my config. Let's open NeoVim. Where was the color thing again? Kind of forget. It's not far. It's not a very big config. It's kind of just loaded. Should be... I think this is it. The focus ring. I believe it's the focus ring. So is this active? Okay, active. So if I VI quotes paste. You know what? Due to my border, due to my background, like due to the wallpaper, I feel like it fits really well. Yeah, it feels, I'm feeling it. Because you can kind of see the background wallpaper, right? And it matches the palette more than the other one did, right? If we were comparing. I think we'll keep it like that for now. I feel like we'll keep it like that for now. Definitely matches the color of the Cava. Definitely matching the Cava. I like it. I really do. Nice. Did we just turn into a racing stream? I'm gonna have to... Oh, my waybar. I'm so disappointed in my waybar. I'm gonna have to handle that eventually. Thank you, Sante. Welcome in. Rambon, thank you for the follow. BLW, thank you for the follow as well. Looks like the show will continue. The show must go on. I have been motivated. And I just mean, I know that was, thank you for the follow though. I do appreciate it. It lets me know as a streamer, you know, that we kind of going in the right direction, and we'll just, you know, keep trying to do what we're doing. Enjoying all the cool things that we got going on here in the Linux world, in the NeoVim world. Let's pop open a proper fast. I think I should blow that up a bit and redo that. Yeah, I feel like that's appropriate. Just before we miss anything here, figured out how to use the Prism Launcher. Nice. Ooh, sir. So many people came to this stream. I might actually keep this stream up. I think I'm going to keep this stream up on YouTube because a lot of people are like benefiting from this stream in one way or another. So I think this is a good sign. We'll keep this one up. Nordic, for the visual mode and terminal thing, it's a feature in Tmux. Oh, is it? Cool. Okay. Interesting. They're doing that too. They're doing that too. Are you new to Linux? What do you do? I feel like I'm not new to Linux. I feel like I'm not new to Linux. You know, I guess it's all relative, right? But I've been here for a while. Initially, when I first started the streaming, like you could kind of go back to our past streams. I'm just going to adjust my chair as I say this. So give me... It might sound like I'm disappearing, but I am in fact not disappearing. It's been a while we've been in Linux. We started in like VirtualBox. We're now riding on the bare metal. We are now riding on the bare metal. But like it's been a while. It's been like I feel like 2 years. I'd have to double check. I feel like I've been like 2 years into Linux really, you know, like dedicated. I used to do software development. I used to be a software developer. I used to do software development. When I did software development, I started doing it in Linux. Dude, thank you. Welcome. We're in the Niri's window manager, and it's slowly getting riced up. And it's not too bad. No, I'm glad that you like it. But that is, I guess you could say I'm used to Linux, you know, familiar with it. I've done a lot of software development. I'm big in software. Done a lot of that. There's a lot of the past streams and the past YouTube videos can definitely give you a glimpse of everything we've done and the journey and so on and so forth. So yeah, definitely not one of us, though, for sure. A full enjoyer. Definitely an enjoyer. I actually have Vim literally in my browser too. The Vimium plugin just can't be beat. But by the way, but Jonk, why does it always do that? Jonk enjoyers are among the top enjoyers on the internet. All right, let's continue. It's rare that YouTube. Oh, was this a recommended win. I like the sound of that. Thank you. By the way. Yeah, right. But I don't really like it. I use Qt browser for full Vim. Cool. Yeah, our main stream browser is Zen. This is our main stream browser. You can actually get the Vim motions inside. I'm not using the mouse. I'm not touching the mouse. Mouse is lava. I'm switching tabs. Mouse is lava. I don't touch the mouse. And we're using the Zen in that, but that's cool. We'll have to, there's so much interesting. Everybody hates Firefox though, but there's a lot of interesting browsers popping up. There's quite a few. YouTube recommendations nailed it again. Titanium coming in solid. Welcome, fellow arch enjoyer. NeoVim enjoyer, possibly. A Java developer, they exist. Java enjoyers exist. I'm actually a Java enjoyer. It's not my top enjoyment, but I am a Java enjoyer. Some of the Java library is actually quite nice, especially the collections API library in Java, streaming through elements, you know, doing some of the algorithmic operations like reducing, filtering, mapping, some of those, you know, algorithms that you do on collections. There's some nice inbuilt library stuff with the Java API, which we might get into. We might get into that. Oh, fellow Zen browser user? Cool. This is currently going to be the stream browser of choice. I feel like the vertical tabs, the Vimium, it allows me to use the Vimium plugin, the vertical tab setup. Oh my God, I'm just hitting keys wildly and things are just happening. But that's going to be our stream browser, at least for now. And it's cool. It's a cool browser. It works well. I would definitely give it a thumbs up if anybody wanted to try it. Fellow Niri user. Fellow Niri. An infinite scroller. I'm somewhat of an infinite scroller myself. No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm definitely... I have... Niri does bring the next level. Hyperland does this too. But you have to add it as a plugin. Niri comes built in. So we have the Windows tiling manager, right? Everything you would expect. Independent workspaces, the tiling stuff. But then what Niri's brings sort of in the box is an infinite scrolling like GNOME. You know, like how GNOME, you got like that infinite desktop? Niri adds that to the tiling Windows management experience. And after experiencing it, it seems like the next logical step for a tiling Windows manager. It seems like this is the next evolution. Like Hyperland will eventually have this built in, maybe. This scrolly, doohickey stuff. And independent workspaces per monitor, each with their own infinite scrolling capabilities. Dare I say, Niri is so hot right now. It reminds me of Hyperland. You can, you know, it's a fellow Wayland compositor. You can rice it up, make it beautiful. I actually use a waybar at the top. Please don't look at it. It's at the top. And currently in the middle of ricing it. Please don't look. Close your eyes. Personally, I am only one window only per workspace enjoyer. Ah, cool. Well, then this actually might not. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be like, it's like you'd have stuff to the side, right? It's definitely the next step. It's definitely the next step. Oh, to plug the Discord. James, remember to plug the Discord. That's funny. No, the Discord's linked in YouTube and in Twitch. So if you do want to join the Discord, feel free. You know, we like to share dot files, all that stuff. If you need any help with anything, coding, setting up your Linux. If you just watch my new video on YouTube about setting up your NeoVim and you're like, that was a terrible video and I can't set up my NeoVim, feel free to drop in the Discord and I'll help you out. So, and apologies if the new video was not up to snuff. It's not up to snuff. I like to go multiple color schemes. Okay, we're gonna be figuring out. I got a juicy secret I gotta figure out in this NeoForge API. And then in the MineCraft API does not like to give its secrets so willingly. Titanium, all Niri is missing the ability to use the mod key as a keybind on its own. Doesn't, okay. Interesting. Well, it's new, right? It's still in development. James, Niri's isn't that hard to configure? Nope. Another Helix enjoyer. Oh, do we have another Helix enjoyer? Did I miss that story? Actually, on Linux Mint and Enter Choice Helix. Cool, Titanium. Cool. Helix is great. 1 second. Helix is great. But I'm just joking. Give me a sec. No, if I needed something out of the box real quick, Helix would definitely be something I'd be looking at. Because it's sort of like, it's got a lot, it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, it's like NeoVim, and right out of the box, it has a lot of the stuff that you would want to set up in NeoVim. But it does do some things differently. How the hell am I gonna figure this out? Block state level? No. How the hell am I gonna do this? I might need to... Why is the formatting so harsh? Oh yeah, that's because I make this very big for the folks at home. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to get this recipe manager using the server. Okay. It might take a while. But over time I will discover the dirtiness of Minecraft. Cocoon over Helix. I've not seen Cocoon. I have to check that one out. Dude, man, new Java with records, and the sealed keyword enables some interesting type patterns now. Oh, yeah, I saw the records. I haven't really looked into it yet. There's another language feature actually that I haven't set up yet. I didn't set up the nullable. Or am I thinking of C# with the nullable? I might be thinking of C#. I might have C# and Java are so similar. Oh my, I totally forgot about that. how similar C# and Java are. So how do I get in those? I'm getting the recipe manager. It says I either need server level. I have no idea what that is. Get current server. Oh my, what is? How are they doing it here? Create check. Get recipe. Wait, what is this? Hey, level? What is going on here? Okay, this is why Rust is so much easier on me. When I build my Rust apps, it's so much easier on me. Next stream, it's gonna be a lot easier on me. But okay, I'll figure that out. Java has an optional. Yeah, the optional API is great in Java. The optional API is great in Java. It's not being used in some places where it actually could be used here. Like for instance, this is returning null. This returns null if something doesn't exist. But this is a perfect candidate for the optional. Unfortunately, we won't be getting into that right this second, but optional is definitely legit. Something you do a lot with. Did you see that variable name? I know, right? This is like I'm trying to discover. I don't have, like the documentation for me, it's incomplete. Like I'm on a stream. I try not to just spend all stream reading walls of text. So, I should account that into my complaints. But like, it's always like, I'm trying to do something. It's like, okay, well, how do I get this thing? And then I never know how to get that thing. But I do eventually discover it. And a lot of times I'll complain and then it will be in the code here somewhere. And I just didn't take to read this word from word. But it's this is just tricky. It's just a lot trickier than doing other software development activities. I do know what this is though. This is the level. I've seen this class before. It gets the level. I don't know. So is this when... Wait, well, so I should just be able in theory just to follow what they're doing here. Should just be able in theory. But I'm kind of getting lost in my... where was it? So I could go here. Okay, quick check. It's this guy. Where did you make this guy? You made it in the... This looks like a constructor. Okay. So he gets us the type, stip pause, recipe type. Well, how the hell do you get the thing? So you call this method to get the thing. See, I really have no idea. I really have no idea. Oh boy, okay, we'll figure it out. A lot of times you have to do the time and tested technique of just writing code and seeing what works and just starting turning the darn thing on and seeing what works. But I should also be able to see. So pause dot. Sometimes I can kind of explore the API with the auto completion. I don't think this is gonna get me what I want though. This is the constructor that's called. Should center that. This is called on the client side, but it's going to call. Huh. What am I doing? I'm extending block entity and I'm implementing the menu provider. I could have swore. I need to check another class I wrote. If I go to the fluid barrel entity, yeah, the formatting is going to be pretty weird because of the font size. So where was it? Where was it? Okay, no, I just did the same there. So, okay, so I should be able to then, I should be able to get the manager here. This is not ideal. I think just for the sake of progressing our code here, well, I'll put it in here. I'll put it in the tick method, but this is not going to be ideal because I don't want to sort of run something I don't have to run every tick when I don't have to run it. I think that's fairly understandable. So, but we should be able to do it here because I think I can get what I'm looking for from this class. So we should be able to try that. If I go up here, it's called the manager. Oops, lost my place. So should be able to do this here, manager. So it's going to be the oven manager is going to equal, I'm thinking it's like here. Get recipe manager. Oh, there it was. Was that it? Okay, cool. That's how I want to get it. And I'm going to have to eventually figure out how to get that in the constructor eventually. Okay, well now at least that part is figured. And then the trick is, and ooh, we're going to be getting an optional. We're going to be getting one of our optionals we were referring to earlier. So we're going to be getting the recipe with one of the methods. The trick is which method? Which method are we going to want to do? So get recipe manager. Are you going to return something silly like a null? Or I hope not. Anyways. So we have the manager. And then I got to figure out with the manager API what I'm going to call to get the recipe based off of what's currently sitting in our input slots. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, I did not see how much friggin' time went by. So, wow. This was, unfortunately, it comes a point in my day, unfortunately, where I do run out of time for the stream. So we stream for about 3 to 4 hours. We only had time for 3 hours today. And yeah, so unfortunately, we're just gonna have to pick this up next time we do our Minecraft stuff. I'll have a little bit more understanding, a little bit more. I'm gonna kind of learn more about this and then it'll be a little bit easier. But I just want to say thank you everybody for stopping by today. I actually had a really great stream. We had a lot of new enjoyers come by, a lot of people who are just getting into this. So, you know, if you want to help drive up the algorithm, if you do think this is worth pumping out to the masses, feel free to like the video on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube and follow us along on Twitch. Thank you, Adela. I'm glad you had fun today. It was very cool. It was a very chill stream, and we're going to be having more chill streams coming up. Next stream, we have a level 10, like a level 9000 Rust app that we need to make. Super important. Super important. You are welcome for the chill vibes. It's going to be chill vibes. We are going to be continuing with Rust. It's even chiller. But unfortunately, I had a great time. Thank you for coming. I hope to see you next time. And if you don't make it next time, do not worry. It's not possible to make it to every stream. You are not obligated to show up. Follow us on Discord. Check out the links in the YouTube section. Check out the links of the bio in the Twitch section. You can find us on Discord. You can, and then you can follow us on both platforms, whichever platform you like best. But again, like, thanks for the awesome stream. Keep doing what you've been doing. Keep enjoying everything that we enjoy here. Keep spreading the message. Pew pew die. I'm gonna be doing a little celebration. I gotta fix my mic filters. We're gonna be doing a little celebration. Pew pew die. The year the Linux desktop has officially arrived. Keep being awesome, everybody. Keep being yourself. Find something you enjoy, and don't stop enjoying it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.